No, there's that one's right there. They're one-wing models.
Of course, it's right
Go.
here.
And we're back, folks.
And we're back, round 2 of the Dragon's Lair tournament in Austin, Texas.
Dose. Round dose. We're in Austin, so we all... Larry's Mexican. He speaks Spanish.
I am not.
Wow.
I'm kidding.
Okay, so Abe's going home, and
Mucho rápido. I will be saying goal every time someone uses the command points in
yes.
this game.
Can we once have a football commentator do 40k?
Which one's mine? This one's yours. This one's yours.
This one's mine.
We have 2 armies here. We have Chris Long. He is at the bottom of the screen. He's playing in Eldar Inari army. Centered around a Laytok, another Laytok.
Yeah.
Jeez, Larry.
What,
Get it
what
right.
are you thinking? What is there other Eldar craft worlds
What
out
a
there?
play.
Besides Inari, no.
They should have besides
Craft World
Craft
Inari.
Oh, besides the Laytok.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. There's
They're gonna make their own Craft World. I like it.
There's the galaxy-wide
See,
Laytok Alliance.
I think clearly what happened is like, there's like an Laytok, like the Seer Council or whatever, who's in charge of Laytok. They're like, oh man, I hear Beal-Tan is broken right now, and they were like, hold my beer. We could be far more broken than Beal-Tan.
Okay.
I like to think
And
of
then
it
they
as-
wrote those rules.
I like to think it's more that a Laytok craft world is like McDonald's. They just have like, there's like little, there's little franchises. There's franchises. They just pop up all over the place.
You too
Nice.
could also, for only half of your soul stones, you too can also be a Laytok.
Would you like a Happy Meal? It's like a little waystone
Yeah.
in a bag. It has a toy. It's really cool.
And then
Yeah,
you get
I
a
love
little
it.
garden figurine to go with it.
Yeah,
exactly.
And then along with that, we've got Max.
We have Max. He is going to be on the top. on the top of the screen, and Max is playing a combination of Astra Militarum
And AdMech.
and AdMech.
And
really just
if
bunch of
you
material.
tuned into last month's tournament, you will remember him. He was on this table during our second game, I believe,
Also
as
against
well.
against Goat Boy.
Yeah, so
Yeah, against
and
Goat Boy.
it's going to be a really interesting battle. Both of these armies have one like big, scary kind of hallmark unit, which is interesting. On the Eldar side, there is a Wraith Knight that kind of Chris's army is centered around, whereas Max's army is centered around Shadow Sword.
Yeah. Real quick, Chris, what secondary objectives did you pick?
I picked Recon, Titan Killers, and Old School.
All right.
And Max?
I have Headhunter, Titan Killer, and Old School.
Okay.
All right. I like that Old School is so popular. Everyone chooses it.
Yeah.
Like everyone who's been in the game for more than like a year chooses Old School.
You set up the first
All right, guys. So, as we said, we are broadcasting live from Dragon's Lair Comic and Fantasy in sunny Austin, Texas.
It is actually sunny
It's
today.
still sunny out here. This is a 2,000 point tournament. We are using the 2018 8th edition ITC Champions missions.
Yes.
So this is kind of a complicated mission pack here. Every mission has primary objectives and secondary objectives. So there are 5 objective tokens on the table today.
Yeah, that's fine.
You can see them on the table. They're the little white spots, and they have number. Oh, yeah, they have.
They
Numbers.
do have numbers.
Nice
So
and easy to see.
basically, at the end of each player turn, if that player controls an objective, they get 1 point. And if they've killed any units that turn, they get 1 point.
Okay.
And then at the end of each battle round, so that's both players' turns, the player who controls the most objectives gets an additional point.
Okay.
And the player who's killed the most units that turn gets an additional point. So those are your primary objectives. There's also an additional bonus point, which is that if you have, at the end of any of your player turn, you have 3 models with the character keyword within scoring range, which is 3 inches, of 3 different objective tokens. You get an additional point. That's a bonus. You're not going to see those scored mostly.
No.
Now, what gets really complicated, because that doesn't seem that complicated right there,
Sure.
is the secondary objectives that you get. So there's a list of maybe 10 or 12 secondary objectives, and each player at the beginning of the turn picks 3 of those that they're going to be at the beginning of the game. Sorry, picks 3 of those that they're going to be going for. Yeah, it's about 10 of them. So Max has picked the Headhunter objective, and you can get 4 points for each of these objectives.
Okay.
So a total of 12, 0 to 4 points for each one. So he gets an additional point for each character that he kills. That's the Headhunter. Then he's also picked the Titan Slayers
Okay.
keyword, which or objective, which basically you for every time you do up to 8 wounds to an enemy unit with a Titanic keyword, you get a point.
Cool. Okay.
So Chris has a big
Wraith Knight.
So
That's
he's
the obvious choice.
That's obviously a Titan, and then he's got the Old School objective, which is this kind of one that's kind of like the things you used to play for a lot,
Yep.
or kind of your basic ones. So if you kill an enemy unit, there's First Strike, which is if you kill an enemy unit in the first battle round, you get a point. You get a point if you kill the enemy Warlord. You get a point if you have units in the enemy deployment zone at the end of the game.
Line breaker.
A line breaker, and then you get Last Strike, which is if you destroy an enemy unit in the last battle round
Played.
played.
Sneaky.
They probably should. I wonder if I should tell them that. So that's Max's objective. Chris also has a Titan Slayer killer because Max has a Titan.
Yep.
Titanic vehicle.
Yep.
He also has Old School, but then he also picked the Recon ability.
A recon. Is it
And
recon or reaper?
Recon, I think, right?
You chose recon, Chris? Okay.
Yeah. So the Recon ability is if you have one unit at least partially in each table quarter at the end of your turn, and a unit could only count as being in one table quarter. So you have to have units all over the board.
You have to have 4 different units, 1 in each quarter at the end of your turn, and
Yeah.
then you score 1 extra
You
point.
score 1 extra
And
point.
you can get that every turn.
Up to 4 times.
Right, up
Yep.
to 4 times. So that's pretty cool.
So those are the objectives. So it's a little complicated. You got to keep track of every turn. Once you've played it a few times, it gets fairly easy to work out.
You can see they've marked off their deployment zones right
And
there.
we are playing long ways today. It looks like,
Yeah, we're
but
playing
with
long ways.
the V long, the kind of echelon in long ways.
Yeah, so you'll see that the Adeptus Mechanicus. So Max with the Adeptus Mechanicus, he is deploying in the left, on that kind of left, that big kind of chevron area.
Yep.
And Chris, the Eldar, Latok is deploying on the right.
So we've got Pask in a Lehman Russ. Is that just a normal Lehman Russ battle tank?
Bow cannon and last cannon.
And last cannon.
Okay.
On the bottom left, and then we've got the 2 Oggenar Doomcrawlers and the Castellan robots
Way up on the top.
are all in that building there. And I think there's also a tech priest.
So that's
in there.
definitely a big fire base.
Yeah.
A big AdMech fire base way up there on your upper left, guys.
And those Castellan robots are nasty.
They are.
This is actually probably a really good deployment zone for Max. He's got that killer, that big Titan, the big tank that can just shoot across the entire board.
Yep. There's a little bit of broken line. I mean, it will definitely have some fire channels.
Yeah.
Playing lengthwise.
Playing
which is
likewise,
pretty
yeah. And then we've got Chris. We've got some.
I guess he's gonna play. Yep, that's exactly where I thought he was gonna deploy
Yep.
it right there. That gives it good lane. That gives it a good lane of fire all the way across the board.
That's a Shadow Sword. Yeah. Shadow Sword right in the middle, and it can touch almost anything on the table.
Yeah,
from
it is.
there.
The important thing is that you'll note that there's a hill directly in front of it. Its gun is high enough that it can shoot
can
directly
see over
over that hill. So it has line of sight pretty much the entire central part of the table, and well into Chris's deployment zone. About the only place it can't see over is you'll see that on the upper right quadrant of the board. There is a big, stacked set of hills. It can't see over.
It can't see over
those. So
that,
there's a little-
and Chris can hide some things behind that wall as well.
and behind that big building that's on the lower right.
Yeah.
So he has a couple pockets.
So he's got a bunch of bikey guys. I think some of those are the
Highly
hollow-
technical verbiage there. Bikey guys.
Bikey guys. I don't know what they are. I mean, there's like some bikes, and then there's some of
Those are Harlequin.
There's some of them are
bikes,
Harlequin,
and I
yeah.
forget exactly what the
Yeah.
name of the Harlequin bikes are.
And then he's got a wave serpent. What's in the wave serpent there, Chris?
In that Wave Serpent being deployed is 5 Wraithguard with D-sides,
There you go.
Farseer, and Spirit Seeker.
Yikes.
Nice.
That is a
What is the actual name
deadly
of
payload.
of the 2-man Harlequin jet bikes?
Skyweavers.
Skyweavers.
So
There we
got
go.
Skyweavers and some actual jet bikes.
There we
over
go. They're
there.
not bikey guys. They're Skyweavers.
Well, they are bikey guys.
Sorry.
But they are
Sorry.
bikey guys with official nomenclature.
Bikey peoples.
Bikey peoples.
Bikey peoples is not the preferred nomenclature,
No?
please.
But there's multiple units of different types of things, and they can't be bikey guys because
Its gun is 120 inches.
It's bikey persons.
Bikey
there
persons.
could be women.
that's why I was saying bikey people.
So the gun on the
are
shadows.
women not people? Are they just persons?
The
Is
gun,
that what you're saying?
The
Jim?
gun on the shadow sword has
Well,
120 inch range.
Yeah.
Women,
So it-
like
so-
singular, are person, not people.
Okay,
some,
that's fair.
Some
So-
women have
That's
enough
fair.
personality to
That's
be several
fair.
people, but those are rare.
So Chris is being really, really cautious now. He's got to figure out where to deploy.
So he's trying to at least get cover, maybe.
Have line of sight and double check, but
Oh.
Oh yes, so Chris it's just off camera. You can barely see its base on the very, very far right of the board. That is Chris's Wraith Knight, and he has placed it exactly
Behind that tower in
behind
the
the
center.
tower. So yes.
So again, I want to remind you that tower in the very center of the board is a tower, not a well. It kind of looks like the Well
yeah,
of Lost Souls.
and it is tall.
Yeah,
it's very
but it
tall.
is a very tall tower.
The fabled Well of Lost Souls.
Yes.
That's where
so,
yes. That's where we keep the bell,
as we keep it in
Yes.
the well.
like for
For
protection.
safekeeping, you know, when we've got to
Underwater.
clean it and like buff it out, make sure it's real shiny.
We put it into the well.
Oh, and they're rolling for first turn already. They both have a fair amount of things in reserve.
Max is going to try to seize.
He will not
He
seize.
does not. So that is going to be the start of turn 1. Is going to be
and
2
the Eldar are going to go first. They do have some things in the webway. I think they've got some Guardians or something.
Gotta love that webway.
Okay,
got some
Eldar
Rangers.
Rangers are going to be infiltrating onto the table.
I love Rangers.
Jen may be a little biased in this game, ladies and gentlemen. Just a little bit.
But yeah, so Chris, just to finish off the deployment, he's got Warwalkers on that big hill.
Okay, there we go. So we have a big.
We have Rangers in the middle.
Yeah, we have a squad of
Rangers dropping
Rangers.
in on the tower.
Yep, they're in the central tower. Those are Lieutenant Rangers.
And I think we have. Are there Dark Reapers in that building?
there's 3 right here.
3
Right
Reapers there.
That's-
and then
those are the
some,
only Reapers on the table.
Yeah, and then some bikes, some more bikey.
Do you only have one squad
People.
of Rangers?
2 squads of Rangers.
Where's the second?
It hasn't been deployed.
Oh.
We're
Oh,
alternating.
okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
Can you see if there's 9 inches to that corner back there?
Max has the largest tape measure I've seen. It's pretty big.
That is a really big tape measure. That's a serious business tape measure.
That is like a home defense. You can defend your property with that tape measure.
It's the exact opposite of our Matt Saul's tape measure, which
Right.
is in fact incredibly tiny.
Yes.
Bases width, but I think
They originally came from like very small ballerina.
They're just getting back into that.
Wait, why would a ballerina need a measuring tape?
Why wouldn't a ballerina?
Gosh.
Do,
Yeah.
I don't know about
Think
that.
of one reason why they wouldn't.
because where are you gonna hide that in the tutu? There's no room for that. Like you don't get pockets. Where are you gonna put it?
There's places.
I don't know about that.
In your butt crack.
Whoa, that's a whole different kind of dance.
That's why it's a small tape measure.
It's petite,
Yeah.
not like this
Un
one.
petite tape measure.
Oh, all right. So as we can see,
I thought that was coffee. When you was like,
Yes,
I love to put
regularly
milk
So,
and
pour
cheese.
it's
shredded
not-
cheese on top of my coffee.
can we get a shot of those electro priests on the other camera? You have to move the camera real quickly, but this is important.
You would ask me when I'm literally having my hands full of
You
soup.
would make your hands be full of soup when they're deploying. Oh, I don't know. Larry could change the camera.
I don't know what I'm looking at
sass
here.
you
So these
for a bit.
electro priests have infiltrated back there.
You got it? Okay, great. After I covered my
We live to
And all
force
the others
Jen to
are
do crazy
detract-
weird things.
No, things that make sense in my job.
Excellent. All right, so my first turn.
So go ahead and jump to the other camera real quickly if you don't mind, Jen.
What are these guys' defensive stats?
They have like 5 up in.
All right, so you can't see it on the top camera, but Max has dropped his electro priest down, and as they can infiltrate, there was just enough room for them to come in there.
Squeaking in the sides.
Yeah.
Choose my catapult to be shout song.
Okay, so that gives you cover? Okay.
All right, so he's hope. So that's a pretty gutsy deployment because Chris is going first, so he does have a chance to jump his Wraith Knight over there and possibly kill them all.
Exactly
Yeah. So,
what the move is.
but that is a gutsy move, and it is at least going to force Chris to throw a lot of his things into his far back corner.
Right.
Do you think that that's the strategy there? Dropping them in to distract them and move them into that side rather than have them advance other places?
I mean, it's definitely a unit that Chris can't ignore because it can chew up any of his backfield there, so he's got to throw stuff over there.
And it's also forcing him to move his Wraith Knight out of its little tiny pocket of cover and into a position where it was probably in line of sight of the Shadow Sword.
So it's a gutsy move. So Chris is taking his first movement phase. He also dropped some. You can go back to the overhead camera now. So it's not just the Chris butt show.
That's what people really came to see,
Ooh.
though. That should be real.
Definitely. The game Infinite. Eat Yellow Snow says this game is Men in Tights versus Microsoft Tech Support.
Yes.
That's fair. Yeah.
That's fair. That's fair.
So Chris did drop a couple units of Rangers down. Also, there's one in the tower on the top, and then you can't. It's hard to see, but there is one because they're Rangery and they hide well.
They're right around Objective 1 on the top
Yay,
center.
Rangers.
Yep, they're in right at Objective 1 in that that building or next to that building there.
Mhm.
So that's where the Rangers came down.
And then the Rangers came down.
Okay, we have the Wave Serpent kind of shuffling about. It is now
Yeah.
on the far side of that double stacked hill, so it is completely, it is generally out of line of sight.
So Chris is
I think actually this is the first time I've seen.
Protecting the Farseer spirits here.
sure.
Gotcha.
Psychic phase.
I think this is actually the first time that I've seen bigger Eldari transports in this tournament.
All right, so there's a big, huge battle. We might actually want to switch over to camera 2
Sure.
because
cast.
these.
So we are in Chris's psychic phase.
Yeah. So what is happening now is he's casting Guide and Doom on those Electro Priests.
Nope.
Yep.
Not successful. I'm going to cast Protect.
Not a
on
good
the
start.
Warwalkers. Good with that.
So the Warwalkers are protected, but some of his other stuff his guide did fail, I believe.
But were they doomed?
Did Doom go off with the reroll?
No.
No. So guide and Doom failed. Protect went off on the Warwalkers.
That reminds me of my game last week.
Start out with the Wind Riders shooting at the
And we were doing under shooting.
Okay, so we have
have.
so we have
USLE, so useless, says turning it off and on again does not apply to the Golden Throne. Do not touch that button.
Cycle of Power.
Oh, I'm just out, so forced to hit.
Okay.
I don't think Rangers would wear extra tight tights. I think they would actually want a little bit looser of a tight so that they have more mobility.
Well, they got
And you're
robes.
working on
but-
invulnerable, so you don't care about the shrieking effect.
Right. I feel like they would wear extra thick tights because they need to be protected from the elements a little bit more, you know? They're coming out first. They're staying out around longer to get those good snipe shots in.
I say no. 2.
Your preference?
From there, I'll take from this side.
So 2 of the electric priests went down to the Wind Riders.
Yep.
Alright, also from the Harlequins.
Okay, we have another squad of Harlequins.
Is Gulaman Return the update? Is that what happens? Gulaman returns. He's the new update. He pushes through an update, and all of a sudden, yeah, the Golden Throne isn't responding anymore.
Same thing
I'll have to
for-
call Gulaman for instructions now.
Sometimes even tech support has to call tech support.
But hey, it worked. Turning it off and on worked with the Astronomicon, right? Like
It did.
when the great tear opened up, it wasn't working, and they turned it off for a little while, and they turned it back on, and everything's good now.
Yeah, that might be the key there. If you turn the Golden Throne off and you wait for a while, then maybe it'll reboot properly.
Okay, so
You
that's
can't
a
just turn it
third.
off and
That's
turn
a
it right
third
back
A
on.
third Electro Priest has
Yeah,
gone down.
it's like a router. You gotta like count to like 10 seconds before you can
That's
start
right.
it back up again.
Here comes the Autarch.
Okay.
He's up on top of.
So how does modifiers and rerolls have to roll a natural 1 to reroll 1, right? Correct. Okay.
And if I'm seeing correctly, that's an Autarch with swoop and cockwings?
Yep.
And
I have yet to field one of those in my army, but I've been contemplating it lately.
Okay, that's.
Say 1.
Does he have the ability, like the swooping hawks, to go up into the sky and then like come back wherever he wants to? Or does he just have extra mobility because of it?
The Autarch does 2
he
wounds,
can
and they
just
make
special
both their
mobility.
bonuses.
And can deep strike. I don't think you can fly back up.
Dark Reapers on them.
Yeah.
or no modifiers for them.
I mean, I feel
Chris,
I feel
what kind
torn.
is this?
Do not eat yellow snow
Sorry,
because like
multi-shot.
everybody gets the blue screen of death sometimes.
Yeah.
But I mean, maybe it's a gilded blue screen. Like maybe it's got a gold border.
So like I said,
Say 1. Did you get
I think this is it seems like this is a sacrificial play, but it is forcing Chris to throw everything he can at those electric priests. I don't remember how much they cost.
Okay, the Dire
they're not
Avengers
cheap.
have the Dire Avengers have
Dark
turned
Reapers.
around. Sorry, the Dark Reapers have turned around and they nailed 2 more. So there's a grand total of 5 has been lost.
Oh, go ahead and shoot.
But it is eating up Chris's turn
Yep,
to kill them.
and the Wraith Knight.
Yep.
One with
Which means arguably Max is the one in control of the flow of the game right now.
He did dictate how most of what Chris had to do on his turn. Do you want some oysters with your crackers?
No.
No?
I'm actually not an oyster fan per se.
Do you want some soup with your crackers?
Nope.
Nope. Jen is eating soup, but I think it's like 80% oyster crackers and chips,
so go ahead and shoot them. We have
which is
fives.
fine. That's not a bad thing. No one is. We're not throwing shade over here.
You are actually low key throwing shade right now.
No.
It's fine though.
No.
Sometimes you gotta hit shady.
I don't want to throw low key shade.
You want high key shade? I
I
mean,
mean,
we
if I'm-
need to change the light.
Okay, so we
sources in this room.
have Warwalkers. They're they've
Okay.
actually advanced up. They're towards the center, but they do have kind of a narrow line of sight shot, and they turned around and are targeting the Electro Priest as well. So he's putting everything on those Electro Priests. He does not want them alive.
And his rangers might be.
Shadow sword then?
Okay. His rangers are shooting a shadow sword, hoping for a mortal wound.
No. Same thing as earlier.
That's both squads of Rangers going on the Shadow Sword.
Mortal wound and a save.
Okay, that is 1 wound on the
yeah.
Shadow Sword.
I just imagine they're like looking. They're like, all right, where's the sensor? I'm just gonna shoot that sensor off.
Pong.
And if Rangers kill your shadow sword, obviously it's not destroyed. I mean, it's just like, oh, I've shot all the sensors off. I can't see anything, and it goes home now.
Gotta call in the tech support for tech support.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna go for charge phase. Rain out of the quiver first.
we are already on the assault phase.
Okay, declare charges. Okay, the Wraith Knight is declaring a charge on the Electro
So I need to
Priests.
get 10 to get within an inch.
All right, we can see that Wraith Knight, and he's a 10.
5. Make command point.
It's gonna reroll to see if we can get in there. It fails the charge.
Let me see if I keep it.
Does use a command point.
Yep.
Alright, and then the Jet bikes are coming in.
The jet bikes.
That
are
is what
coming
his
in.
warlord
Okay, the jet bikes made it.
All autarks allow you to get back command points. That is the path of command ability that all autarks have.
Gotcha.
Okay, so that's the only charge that he's gonna do.
Strength 4, so we got 3. 4 saves.
Okay, I say 3 of those. And how much damage?
2.
So 4 saves. What's the save on? What was the save you were rolling for? What is he saving on?
5 up.
5 up. So he made 3 out of 4 5 saves there.
Okay.
Very hard.
That's
One more
great,
electro.
guys.
That
One
was
more
real
electro
good.
priest. I
Yep.
think they're down to 4.
Yeah.
Yep.
But that
so
is
he did
every
kill
that
6
is
of them.
that is Chris's turn basically.
An incredibly expeditious first turn.
There was a lot of dice he rolled.
And toughness?
4.
Okay, moving on 3.
Okay.
Okay, so that will be 2 sets of mortal wounds.
2 sets of. Are there just 2 mortal wounds? Or. Sorry.
On 6s, 2
And again, we
wounds.
see
Okay,
that
you need
beautiful
more
dice
wounds.
tower in action.
So,
So on the first one,
We have dice tower envy here,
1,
folks.
so, and then it'll kill 9.
Second one is, well, mortal wounds, they carry over.
Hmm?
Mortal wounds carry over, so that was 2. So,
Okay, so this one's down to 1 then.
okay.
All right. So that is
I
a
should reroll that one.
charge that really went in the favor of
Roundhouse.
Yep, I'm
electro priests.
just
Wormwood,
going
they
to
make
spend 2
beautiful,
to,
beautiful pieces.
have them.
Are they all hand carved and assembled?
Okay, he spent
No.
2 command points to have the electro priest hold.
It's all good.
Yes.
All right.
Okay.
So that could have been a better first turn for Chris.
But not bad though.
Actually, pretty bad.
Yeah?
Yeah. He wasn't able to get.
All right, we're now at the top
He
of.
did control an objective, so he's
Right.
getting a point for that. But
We
he
are at the
wasn't-
bottom of turn 1 now.
Yeah, we're at the
He
bottom.
wasn't able to kill any units, so he doesn't get any points for that this turn.
Yeah, we are
That's
now.
right.
He loses the old school for not killing a unit on the first turn. He might still get that if he kills it, but probably not. All he did was kill 6 electro priests.
Since they are in combat, there is the chance for that.
There is a chance, but his guy got down to 1 wound, so actually
Oof.
that combat worked out better for Max than for Chris. Chris lost a model and a half and only killed 1 on the charge. He tied them up, so they're not going to be able to charge into like the Reapers or anything,
Yeah.
which is important. It's important that the guy didn't die. It keeps some of his squishy things safe, so they're gonna just have to kill, but they're gonna kill that unit. And
Do you
again,
feel like that unit is a fair trade for those Dark Reapers?
for the Dark Reapers, I don't think he's worried about the Dark
Him
Reapers.
being in that combat keeps those on foot guys from getting into the Reapers.
Oh, I mean, it's not necessarily that it's a fair trade, but it is going to do it. So it's not a trade he wanted to make, though.
Gotcha.
I don't know the point. I don't know the
Alright,
Harlequin stuff well enough to tell you what the points are.
Okay, there's Matt. He's moving.
Now, a lot
past.
of Matt's stuff may be out of range this turn. The Castellan robots, I think, only have a 36-inch range.
Yeah, Pask has moved
They're going to have
over
to clear out those ranges.
to peek around that hill that's on the very bottom left, so that he's going to try to get a battle cannon shot off him. And then obviously the Shadow Sword has line of sight to a variety of things.
Yeah.
Loris Adam, thank you for that follow a little bit ago. We appreciate you.
Yeah,
Welcome to
thank
the
you.
Belfry.
And looks like we've got some assassins dropping in.
Okay, let's see what we got. He has Max has 2 assassins in his army. He has an Eversword
Frontline Gaming TV, thank you for that host.
and a Q Lexus.
Lexus.
Okay, so there's a Q Lexus. It has appeared on the far.
Looks like it's trying to get near the wraith, all the
Yeah.
all the
It's-
psychers there.
Yeah, it's near the Wave Serpent. You guys can't see it. It's just off camera. It's basically just to the right of the Wave Serpent on the upper right of the screen is where the Q Lexus assassin is.
Yeah.
And then Max is trying to figure out where he wants to drop the Eversword.
I like that name.
He almost won this big tournament, and but he got kind of cheated at the end of it. There was like a rules call that didn't go his way.
So he's a little sore about it.
Yeah, and he's
Forever.
Gotcha.
forever.
Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
he just always. Yep.
Grudge-tastic. Some things are just so egregious you can't let them go.
Yeah. So that is why we call him. That is why he's called the Eversword.
Okay, so the Eversword, you'll see him. He just put him on the table. He is on the center top, and he is 10 inches. He's about 9 inches back, directly behind the Rangers
Yep.
that are on objective 1.
In the force, if you would, just 9 inches out from the Dark Reapers there.
And then we've got some Tempestus Scions coming down near the Dark Reapers.
Yep, there they go. That's a squad of 5 Tempestus Scions.
So Chris still has some good stuff in reserve, though. I want to point
Yeah.
out he's got, I think, 2 big units of Guardians in the Webboy, maybe, or 1 big unit of Guardians in the Webboy, and he's got still the Wraith Guardian in the vehicle and stuff.
Which is an incredibly lethal unit. So it's very important that he keeps those guys protected until it's time for them to get out.
Yeah.
Do we know if they have
They have D-sides.
cannons? Or, good job.
So we're doing Psychics.
Goes off on the 8.
So Storm Short is
And the D
minus to
sides
hit.
are the one with the 9-inch range, right? The close combat ones.
Yeah.
Plus some armor on there as well. Goes off on the side.
Alright, so it looks like his Premier
So just
Psychers
a 2 up armor. And that's one.
have buffed the Shadow Sword.
Much stronger.
So it's got 2 up save and a -1 to hit it.
Shooting, I will pay 1 more command point to have these guys change their. Actually, no, I will leave them in their current setup for now.
They're on the double shooting to begin with.
No.
We haven't updated the command points because he spent 2 for a
Yeah,
reroll.
we haven't really been updating command points.
Okay.
Yeah, we're just leaving them as they,
Oh,
as
okay.
they start.
It's just how many they have. Okay.
I will start with this Onager into those Warwalkers.
Okay.
Right.
Here's one of the Doom Crawlers into the Warwalkers.
Firing 2 shots. Those 2. 1 hits. 1 rerolls 1 for the bonus. 2 hits. What's their toughness?
Tough 6.
That's it. So 1 wound.
Alright.
I
Minus?
-4.
Alright, 5 and 12.
That would be 3 damage.
So one of the Warwalkers got pinged by an Underground Doom Crawler.
Is that in range?
I believe so. From edge
Just
of base to there.
Just in range with the secondary weapons.
Miss. One hit. One hit. Okay, other one, we'll do the same target.
Sounds good.
Onager number 2, also into the Warwalkers.
So you want me rerolling?
No ones. So in this case, hey look, 1 and 2. Because we'll have a camper. And then I should have declared his separately. Now, so his heavy stuffers do nothing.
The Stuffers,
guys
they do
are-
nothing! The Onagers, second Onager missed.
So 12. All both of them target that ranger slow.
Okay, those are the robots that are up in the ruins, and they're firing on the rangers that are in the central tower, dead center of the battlefield.
No, never mind. They're just going to target the
Warwalkers.
Nope, he's going to the Warwalkers
actually have a chance of getting it.
after realizing that those rangers are an incredibly difficult target
Yes.
in cover.
The robots have a lot of shots, but aren't the best at shooting.
Right. Sindri, thank you so much for that follow. Welcome to the
Hey.
Belfry.
And welcome Black Boots 91.
What was that for?
This is good.
Welcome to the monthly Dragon's Lair 40k tournament, everyone. We're having a great time here. And whoa, that is a lot of shots from the
So many shots in
from the
that
Castellan robots.
You can hear them rolling. Yeah, if you are just turning in, guys, we are in round 2 of the monthly Dragon's Lair Comic and Fantasy tournament. It's a 2,000 point tournament
We
here.
got over 30 players here. in Austin, Texas.
Not today. Today we're at 20-ish.
It's still pretty decent.
It's a decent turnout,
There's
yeah.
a lot of people.
So it's still a good turnout today for a local tournament. Obviously, there's some other event or something.
I know something with like a pig skin
Yeah,
or something's going
I
on
don't
today. I
know,
don't
but
know what
that's
it is.
like happening.
Some sort of sports ball, but we have this superior sport here.
I've-
No balls involved.
I've been I mean,
Have the
it
Super Bowl's
gets
at night.
Oh, there's balls
Huh?
involved.
yeah.
Super Bowl's at night.
Well, I've been told that only Yankees can care about the Super Bowl this year, apparently.
That's valid.
And we are well south of the Mason Dixon
Yeah.
As well.
So I assume that the Yankees are going to beat the Red Sox in the Super Bowl,
Yes,
something like that.
exactly. Mhm.
I know that's the way for my super I have to take in this command.
Well, but he could be Acadian.
Mariners are going to come in first place
North
again.
Regimental tactics. I do have
And auxiliary super heavy can choose a crap roll trait, right? Super heavy, single super heavy detachment could be a LATOC.
I assume so. I'm not a tournament. We're not the judges.
Yeah, no, I know.
I always thought that you had to have a Supreme Command or the 3 super heavies to get me a regiment trait.
We can ask John if you want.
Yeah.
I'm almost positive.
I don't.
I mean, I'm happy to pull up the book and look at it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I don't believe. I believe any detachment can get that, but unless it specifically
as
says
long
in
as
the
you're not, as long
detachment.
as I'm not
That's
a
gonna
mixed
be in the main
detachment, all
rulebook,
the
right?
units in that detachment are
LATOCs.
and
Yeah.
they're all Ezrani, so they meet all the
I
requirements.
think it's
all I remembered for mine that is
the one thing you may be thinking of is there's
We're looking at Supreme Command.
no super heavy auxiliary.
so there's the auxiliary
Super
detachment
heavy
itself,
detachment.
Yeah.
which is not the super heavy one. That one
Well,
may
It just
is
says 3 to
re-
5 Lords of War. That's all it
So
says.
you have to have 3.
No.
No.
Not the 3 to 5 one.
He's
The one
looking at
that's
this
just
one.
Lord.
That's the super heavy
Oh,
detachment. The
one Lord of
auxiliary
War. Restrictions none.
is just not. It would be in the guard book though specifically.
Well, yeah, the guard book or the Eldar book.
Yeah.
I have the Eldar book. I can do that.
Oh, I will skip that for now and just shoot with pass.
Where in this book would that
Don't
be?
He's
Don't worry about it. But yeah, so we are down here in Austin, Texas. They are playing. This is round 2. We are on the. It is Chris who's playing Eldar versus Max who's playing Admech / Ashton Militarum. So just AM and AM, or AM mech, you could call it. I don't know what we call it. Yeah. So he's also got some. Choppy assassins with him too.
Gotta love a good assassin.
So those are some dead Dark Reapers from Pasca, I think.
Did you actually get all of them, or just 2 of them? 2 of them.
2 of them from.
Two of them.
Is there more than one unit of Reapers?
Nope, only one.
Just one.
And the Exarch remains.
He saved against Alaskan.
Exarchs.
He doesn't care.
Eldar Exarchs are really, for some reason, they just dig their heels in and do not want to die.
Yeah.
Those Rangers?
That happens with me 9 times out of 10 with my Dire Avengers. The
Yeah.
Exarch just never wants to die. It's that superior training.
T3.
So the Evasaur shooting at the Rangers.
Yep.
At -1.
Yep.
So these will be 6.
Okay.
Oh, that's 2 dead Rangers.
2 Rangers gunned down by the Eversword.
Yeah.
And his chem enhanced reflexes.
Ooh, good catch.
Yeah, it might have killed the floor.
Indeed, he'll be targeting Farseer.
Might have been killed on the floor.
So this is the Colexus you were asking about earlier, Jen. The new assassin that we got is the Colexus.
Yeah, I noticed that.
Yeah, and he's gonna try to assassinate the Farseer.
Yep.
Oh.
He has 6 shots because
So
he is
what?
within 18 inches.
Tell me about assassins.
So
What's their deal?
They're assassins. I mean, I would think it's pretty obvious. Yeah, they have this creed. They like eagles. One of them fought in the American Revolution, I think.
Nice, delightful.
Yeah.
So, are they specifically able to target characters?
If
So
they are psychic.
So the assassin. This is a psychic assassin. Their job is to go kill a
Psychic
psychic
assassin.
assassin. Yeah.
Ah,
So
I see.
his job is, or their job is to kill psychers. So
Okay.
they specifically can target characters if they are psychers.
Now,
So even though
is
he's not the closest.
is the model itself an assassin, and you determine what kind of assassin it is?
No,
Or
they're separate.
always
They're separate
psychic
assassins. No, there's 4 different types,
And you have to purchase them.
and that is specifically the psychic one.
That is a Colexus assassin. They are the psychic hunters.
It's mean.
Yeah, Farseers hate them.
They also enemies within 12, 18 inches.
18.
What's the range of the radius
For what?
for the -2 to cast psychic?
18 inches.
Yeah, so enemies within 18 inches of them take a -2 to all their psychic rolls
Ow.
tests.
They don't get a LATOC, but they're -1.
That's nasty. Is that a pretty pricey model?
85 points.
Then I'm going to target all of the heavy bolters into them.
How many points is a Farseer?
About 100.
Okay.
A little over 100.
A little over 100 by the time you kid them out with all their
So
stuff.
I will start.
Do assassins count as characters?
They are
So we have a
They are
whole
characters.
bunch of heavy bolters. I don't know what the heavy
this
bolters are
is
from.
the,
I assume it's from the Shadow
this
Sword.
is from the Shadow Sword.
And they're going on to the Rangers.
Yeah.
You're gonna do main gun?
That's nice, Mars.
3d3. So we got
Basically, the Colexus assassin whiffed. He gave a bunch of hits, and he did a couple wounds, but the Farseer made his ghost armor saves. She didn't do anything to him.
3 hits. And then moving on to
Strength is
16.
Okay, perfect.
So this is the Volcano
I'm
Cannon.
going to reroll one of those.
Alright, with a command point?
Yes. Okay.
So you're down to quite a few command points.
I'm down to 2. And so
Yeah.
that will be 2 AP minus 4.
2 minus 4.
Spend
so
them
I
if
think
you got
save,
'em.
So whatever the damage is.
2d6 each.
Okay.
So the first one will deal 6 damage.
Okay.
Second one will deal 7 damage.
Okay.
So that is 13 wounds on the Wraith Knight from the Volcano Cannon.
6.
Which admittedly could have just blown it away. If Max had rolled a little
Like
bit better.
Max. Yep.
Yeah.
And then heavy bolters into them. These will be hitting on 6s.
Lots of heavy bolters.
Lots of heavy bolter shots.
See how many 6s are in there. Those Rangers are a tough target.
Not very many 6s are in there.
I mean, Laytalk Rangers in cover.
Or not, yeah.
Yeah.
It's a tough target.
He's a problem. He's a problem. He's a problem.
So 1 on this one.
One wound. From all those
Minus
dice.
Wow.
But one ranger
Those
does die.
Rangers.
One Ranger
Super
will go,
sneaky.
One Ranger goes down.
You can't see me. You can't see me.
That is everything there. So I declare a charge from the Eversword into the Rangers.
So the Eversword is going to try to charge the Rangers.
1 hit.
One hits him in Overwatch.
1 mortal wound and a save.
Oh, got the good shot.
1 mortal wound.
Okay, so the Eversword takes a mortal wound.
And then will he make the charge?
Will
That's
he
the
make
big
the charge?
question.
He needs to roll over a 9.
That would be 11.
Okay.
So the answer is yes.
He's in. All right.
What is it that allows him to roll 3 dice for that rather than 2?
Everswords.
Everswords have a special rule
Yeah,
because they're all Everswords. So there's 4 different types of assassins. They
Mm-hmm.
all specialize in different types of killing. The Culexus assassin are psychic gnolls. They have no soul.
Like literally.
They literally are born. It's a genetic
You're
mutation,
telling my third eye. I
and
can see around
that's
you.
why
Yes.
psyker. They're terrifying to psychers,
Gotcha.
and they have this whole weird weapon.
It just like squicks him out. He's like, you have no soul.
Like
I don't
this-
know how to
Like they
do
said, like normal
anything
people
with
get
it.
feel all creepy about them, and psychers physically just cannot even stand
They're like-
being near them.
They're very actively trying to fight their upchuck reflex.
Yeah,
Yes.
pretty
It's just like, oh, I can't concentrate.
So they get those people, and they give them special war gear that concentrates their lack of a soul, which just kills
Oh,
psychers.
that's mean.
And then those guys over there is an Eversword assassin. Eversword assassins are
Wolverine.
basically
They're just Wolverine.
They're just Wolverine. They're just huge
Andros.
bio killers that are all jacked up with tons of chemicals and drugs. They're just
They've got
cyber
claws.
enhancers.
So they're a combination of Wolverine and Bane.
Yes. And then anytime they're
But they
not
got
in
claws.
combat, they put them in cryo storage because they live a very small,
Yeah.
a very
Okay, so
short
that's
amount
2
of time.
types. What are the other 2?
There's Vindicare assassons who are who are super snipers. They have
Okay.
these super
Lame ones.
And then there's Calidus assassins who are
Are they all women? Are all Calidus women?
Calidus is a
Or do they have genders technically?
Trained Calidus assassins effectively are genderless.
Genderless, yeah.
They
They're
are
always,
trained
they're
to use
almost always represented as women.
Check your
Yes.
sexual organs at the door.
They are trained to use a special chemical called polymorphine that lets them reshape their bodies, so they're mimics. So they'll like a Calidus assassin will be like, go kill this general. He'll be like, awesome, and they'll sneak up and kill a private, and then take his form, and then sneak up and kill a sergeant, take his form, and work their way up.
They're not at all just Mystique from X-Men.
And
Like,
yeah,
not,
Not
at all.
even a little.
Not
they're
at
totally
all.
not at all. Yes. Yeah.
Um,
And there's like the really, really well trained, like the veteran Calidus assassins can imitate like gene stealers and orcs, and they can actually really shape their bodies.
And they've
to-
got weird
to-
phase swords that are not normal and crazy psychic. There's
So whenever
weird-
someone
weird
really
flavors and
important needs
stuff.
to be killed, the High Lords of Terra will put out a decree that they be executed, and then the assassin temples will choose what is the most appropriate type of assassin to deal with that target, and they'll assign an agent to go.
Nice.
So we can see in the combat phase that's just wrapped up, the Eversword killed off the Rangers.
Not a surprise.
And the Electro Priest, again, not surprising, did the 1 remaining wound to the bike dude.
And
Bike
that's it.
peoples.
And that is they're now scoring.
Yep.
See where we stand at the bottom. At the end of turn 1 before we head into turn 2.
And I killed 9, yeah. Correct. So it should be 4 to 1.
So
Wait,
it's
2 units. You killed the bikes. Oh, and the.
so it is 4 points for Max and 1 for Chris.
And I'm the one, right?
We are back to Chris's turn 2.
Right. It is 4 to 1.
It is 4 to 1. It sounds like.
4 to 1.
So
In
not
favor of.
Yeah,
Admech.
I got hold 1 on my first turn.
not a not a crushing move.
Neither of us. bonuses is for
I
having
mean, Chris is on the road,
3
but
models with character range.
has plenty of time and ability to combat.
Max, you had old school, right?
Yes.
So you should get a point for
You, oh, yeah,
that.
you also got first strike there, yeah.
I have that.
So it should be 5-1 then.
Yeah, 5 to 1.
5 to 1 at the moment.
Okay.
5 to 1. All right, thank you, Jen. And we are now into the top.
I guess you can score the Titan at the end, but you probably also got a point for that technically, because you did 8 wounds to it.
Yeah.
But
The only reason not to score it at the end is in case the Wraith Knight heals,
sure, good point.
because then it gets a little bit tricky to
Yeah. So it doesn't look like that was. I mean, just looking
I
at.
forgot to shoot the command squad. Well, they'll be happy and.
Oh, is that the squad of Scions who dropped down
Yeah.
and used for I hate doing that.
Completely fair.
So
I used to have a squad of scouts, one of my favorite stories, and I painted them all super camo, and I would always deep strike them into forests and then just forget about them the whole game, and I'd only see them like when I was picking the trees up. I'd be like, oh,
Yeah.
that taught me don't paint things in camo.
It can work well if you deep strike them on an objective.
Oh, that's true. Oh, yeah, that'd be great.
You're like, oh, hey, look, I'm on the objective. Yay!
My rangers are disguised as trees.
Yeah.
I've modeled them as little trees.
I
on
love
bases.
it.
Definitely. So Chris has popped out his Wraithguard to kill that assassin.
Yeah,
he really
Chris
wants
is-
it dead.
Chris has officially reached the not messing around phase here. So that is a squad of 5 Wraith Knights with, Wraith Guard.
Wraith Guard.
Not Wraith. 5 Wraith Guard with D-sides have gone out of the way.
Chris pops out 5 Wraithguard with the Wraith Knights with D-sides, and everyone realizes how badly he's cheating this game.
Exactly.
Oh, I thought we were playing a 5,000 point game.
I mean, if you're playing Epic, those things are pretty much Wraith Knights.
That's fair.
I mean, they look pretty
Yeah.
fast.
So I think the big thing that happened last turn is all the damage that Max put onto the Wraith Knight. He didn't kill a lot of Chris's units. He did some damage here and there.
But he set himself up well to
But
do
he
so
half
this
killed
turn.
that thing with one volley.
But
from
yeah,
the-
he did a lot of
That's
damage to it.
nasty.
And I mean, he did kill some of Chris's other units, and Chris is now having to play a lot of catch up with these units in his backfield.
Now he does still have some stuff in the webway.
He
so
definitely
there's gonna-
still
so
has
there's
some
gonna be
stuff, yeah.
There's going to be some shenanigans happening. I would say,
Definitely.
this turn.
Definitely not anything, not over or anything.
No, not even close.
But just interesting so far. How it's going. What was that? I don't know. I think something's about to bomb the table or something. Chris is just plotting out his movement, the rest of his movement right now.
Alright, movement, psychics. I'm gonna cast Jinx on these guys. Get it on 8. They're -1 safe. I'm gonna cast.
Alright, so we got a Jinx off. We're into the psychic phase. Chris has still not brought his stuff in from reserves. He's gonna Doom.
Got it on a 10.
They
Doomy
are
Doom
doomed
times.
this time.
I do love me
A
some
turn late, but
turn late in a Eldari short.
yeah. He's guiding some jet bikes.
No, reroll with runes. No.
Guide is just the first here is just like I don't feel too guidey today.
Start out with 5 get to 3 on the Colossus.
Alright, so he's gonna kill that Colossus dead.
9, 11 hits.
11 hits from the D size.
On the Colossus.
He really wants him dead.
So 9 and vulnerable saves.
Let's see how this goes. Oof.
A little bit more to him to get
Wow.
into your hair.
Oh, those 4 up safe.
You
You
got
made,
one now?
One left.
so you made 7 out of.
I did 9.
Oh,
and you
9.
passed 5.
You passed 5.
Just
Okay.
over.
Just over. half.
Man, some great saves being rolled today.
Yeah. So it looks like it's gonna come down to combat
Either
there.
in the Electro Priest.
Chris wants to finish off those Electro Priests, which I gotta say is like,
And I
as far as
failed
like
that.
names go, it's a pretty rad name.
That is a great name.
Like,
Branding on point.
no, definitely. Like,
They
5
do
saves,
not
yeah.
need the Perrin Grey Castle School of Branding.
no, like I want to hang out with an Electro Priest. It sounds very.
I feel like they're either a super metal band candidate or they're getting ready for a rave.
Well, they sound like that,
I
or
think it's both.
well, or they're very
Nice.
Mad Maxy, right? Like Electro Priest sounds like something like we got the Bullet Farmer and the Electro Priest. Like that
I
sounds
can see
like
that,
something
yeah.
you'd see on Mad Max.
I
Or
think it's that. It's like the Duff guy.
it's not just
Duff Razor,
the
but with
the
electricity.
doof
Yeah.
yeah
the
the doof
doof.
wagon. Yeah, I mean like I could also see it being like the lame thing that's like I'm an Episcopalian minister and I'm the and I play the electric guitar and I'm the Electro Priest and like all the
Nice.
churches hire him to come
That's
in like once a
super lame,
month.
Dad.
And they're like, oh, we're gonna get the Electro Priest in this week, you
He's
know?
gonna be tense, and then he shows up and
Yeah.
he's wearing like his high socks and his
Yeah.
shorts. And,
Yeah, he's like, yeah, I'm the Electro Priest.
Yep.
I'm here to jazz up
All
your
right. So
your
the
sermon.
and speaking of Electro Priest, they're gone.
They are gone.
Rip Electro Priest.
Though it did take a lot of Chris's army.
It did. There was a
2 turns
good amount of
there.
Eldar it took. To,
These guys are-
did Chris bring in his Webway stuff? or
No, his website stuff is still hanging out.
All right.
They're at -1 safety zone. Jinx.
Being
And they may
very,
just, they may
very
just, they may just
cautious
always
this
be
game.
hanging on the webway. Like, you know, it's entirely possible that you know,
They're really enjoying that coffee break.
They're taking their time.
enjoying
it
it.
is. Well,
So it should be a 4, I guess. Or no, it would be a 4.
They're in cover and force.
4 speed plus 1 armor?
I thought it did.
I'll cover gives you plus.
Okay. So how many fail? 2. Alright. Do you want the dude first?
Well, given that he's a character in a completely separate unit, no.
Oh, okay.
I swap.
Okay, so 2 Scions.
2 sides from the command squad are dead.
Yep.
Does Reaper X up there?
Reaper Exarch.
Yeah.
1 hit.
Looks like he has a normal Reaper launcher. Doesn't have a Tempest.
Oh, I love that Tempest launcher.
Okay, so
He's
four.
just a normal storm, not the Tempest. And there will be no Shakespeare quota today.
And that is another one. So well, except he got himself a 3rd Scion.
Yeah.
The automatic command shoot the character.
Okay, all target shooting the character. Looks like he is the closest model.
2. I need a Warlord trait. I get to shoot characters.
Oh, well there you go. He has a warlord trait that's just like whatever.
The Hunter one or
Oh,
Master something.
sweet.
Hunter, yeah.
If he wants to again.
That's the build you were saying a bunch with
Okay.
2 damage.
Damage.
he's got a
What's the size?
Reaper launcher, I believe, and he can pick out characters.
These guys.
Chris got his War Walkers still.
Mm-hmm.
He's deciding now that they've been
Go ahead and shoot
walking.
past.
Oh, they're gonna take them shots at pass.
The Warwalkers.
Okay. So,
Well,
yep.
let me check range first.
Yeah, the Warwalkers are looks like they're targeting pass. Well, those Warwalkers have looks like they have.
So they move, so force.
That's 4
You know-
Bright Lances.
You know the new War Walkers look a lot like what are they, like the Zentradi battle pods from
Kind of. Macross.
Robotech or Macross.
4 snipers at your dispatcher.
So the War Walkers failed to do anything to pass.
1 save. And 1.
Yes.
Got another one.
Yes to that.
Alright, the Wave Serpent.
I want all of that in my face.
Guess I can't shoot the Eviscer, huh?
Not if the Cluxus is closer.
Even with it out of line of sight, right?
I believe that.
Are they using the?
Beta character rules that
Okay, so.
Yeah.
So,
if I recall correctly.
Are you using? Is the tournament using the beta
it's
rules?
not using
Okay.
the beta. So that means I can't, or
You cannot.
I misunderstood what you said.
If the Colexus is closer, looks like just under 16, and the others are closer. So we're fine to shoot it.
Alright, well that's fine.
All right, so that Wave Serpent, you'll see it's way up there on the upper part of the battle. He is shooting at the Eversor, who's in those ruins directly in front of him. He wants that Eversor dead because it's just sitting there, camping objective 1.
You wanna try to take him down?
Hey man, we're just trying to enjoy our camping trip. We're taking a weekend off, man. Just...
Gosh, we're just in a tower. Like, didn't even want to touch the ground.
Didn't
we're here
kill
for
him.
the scenery.
Didn't kill him, but did wound him.
Alright, that's everything shot. Assault phase, or charge phase, I'm going to go ahead and declare multiple charge against both these guys.
The D-side shot? And didn't kill him?
I'll go ahead and give it a charge.
Yeah, they did 4 wounds. They did 9 wounds, and he saved 5 of them. And he's got 1 wound left.
Okay.
Just some really great saves being made.
barely alive.
It's slightly above average. Chris has got some charges going off now.
And then the
Trying to finish up the scions.
Okay.
And trying to finish up the collective.
Okay. Yep. They only have to do one.
Now outside the 18 of your so it needs to be 3 shots. Either, and his grenade gets that too.
All right. There we go. We got. There's the Wraith Guard on the Q Lexus. It's a tough job being an Imperial Assassin. They are kind of nasty, but they almost never survive the game.
Yeah.
So I'm on 6s now?
Yes.
Did it hit? A wound? 6. Or 5 right there. Yes.
I'm going to reroll that.
Command point?
Yes. And so on.
No, that'll kill him no matter. It's D3 damage.
Not even the entire thing is his influence.
All right. And the Q Lexus is out.
Oh, yeah, no,
The
I
Wraith
just-
Guard have killed him.
I didn't
Yep.
roll for the damage.
They did that last one.
So they can consolidate with 3 if you go.
Yes, towards. Alright, and over here.
We have some Harlequins. They're in the bottom center of the board. The 2 Harlequin Skyweavers are going on the Scions. Trying to finish that squad off that's in the woods.
Into the woods.
Got him.
And out again.
Alright, and that is it for the Scions. They've been cleared out.
Actually use that squad.
Significantly better turn for Chris.
And that was both a squad and a character that were killed there, I think. So that's actually 2 kills for Chris.
Yeah, it's 2 characters and the
Alright.
well, and the
And the Rigo.
and the Electro Priests. So
Yes.
this was kind of like one of those.
This was not a bad turn for Chris at all.
Yeah, it was kind of like one of those clearing turns. There wasn't like any one big thing, but he simplified.
But I'm still
He
not sure that
simplified
he's
his
gotten
job.
any of his bonus points yet. So we are on to Max's turn 2. So
Yep.
this game is definitely moving along quicker than,
Very quick compared
yeah,
to
there
last.
goes-
than previous games.
Yeah, there goes the Eversor is now breaking cover, and he's headed straight for the Warwalkers.
Or possibly the other unit.
Possibly the Rangers.
Rangers, I'm
But
not certain.
I'm going to
Yeah.
assume it's the Warwalkers.
He's just gonna stab something out there. He's angry. He wants
I mean,
to
it's
stab
an
things.
Eversor.
Mad.
Eversor is
Yeah.
just all about just raw destruction. So
Yeah.
he's just
your face.
okay. He's moving that dice tower out of the way, so I think there's going to be some action on the on the dune crawlers. Moving up, you can see him. He's repositioning to get better lines of fire. Up on the upper left, and then we have the robots. Look like they're holding position.
What?
You wouldn't understand. I'll tell
Oh wow.
I'll tell you later.
Rude.
Would I understand?
Yeah.
So there's that punch movement. Now then. Yeah, I will just drop in this squad
Okay.
over here.
For the ETC. So that's what we do.
So how many assassins that moves remaining? Or
That's what it is.
okay, so he's got 3 left or 5?
He has 6.
Oh, okay,
There,
so he's 4 left. Cool.
So I could put these guys there. Be 12.
Okay, so we have another squad of scions
Coming
down on objective 1. So the Eversor, who is damaged, he's fleeing towards that central tower.
Fleeing.
Well, he is advancing. Well, he's.
Yeah, it's not even like a joking feeling. Like that guy's running towards a bunch of other Eldari to kill.
That's true. That's true.
No,
He's
it's not advancing to the rear or
true.
fleeing in any way.
He's charging.
He's more
away.
like, I don't have
He's
time
charging
for you.
away.
I'm going here.
He's charging away from Objective 1, which is
Yeah.
now being secured by another squad of Scions that dropped right on top of
He
it.
wants things to nom on, and he's going there to nom.
Second phase, I will do Night Shroud on pass.
Okay.
Goes on it.
So pass has got -1 to shot. They shot it. The sword is +1 reshot to armor.
So now we are on the shooting.
That's the amazing psychic phase, which is pretty good actually.
That's pretty good.
Shots. He gets those 3-1s. I'll start with them, so I don't remember if they will be. Actually, no, I will move them because I have better turns. Him into your down there.
Alright.
So we are getting
So we got
shooting.
3 shots. One hit. One. Wounds. Take your last one.
Take a nice one. So I'll put me at a nothing.
Okay. 4 damage.
It's D6 damage.
D6 and then 3.
Alright, -1 for the servant shield, so it's 3, and that's 3 times. Which go through, so I'm down to 10 remaining.
Okay.
Okay. Put the
Should have declared.
few wounds on the wave serpent. Still in great shape. It has 10,
Yep.
10 wounds left.
Those wave serpents are durable.
Shooting at him, and yes, I will remember that he's severed 3 inches. So he will be firing 1 shot.
These are the robots.
Hits.
Splitting fire between the wave serpent and the rangers.
And
-2.
2 wounds.
And no minuses.
Okay.
So yes.
1 ranger's lost. Up on the central tower to heavy stubber shooting.
So, done one, actually. And I'll go with the Stormlord. He'll do heavy bolters into last quote. The Pelicans over there. Yeah, in range. The bolters into them. The last cannons will go into the Warwalkers, and the big gun will go into your Wraith.
Sounds good.
All right, so here we go. Here's the super heavy.
But I don't think it matters for you.
No, not for the Wraith line.
But for being fully 50%.
They have to be in cover and 50%.
Okay.
So like me behind the hill.
Yeah.
Okay, nothing with the last cannons. Green gun. He's shooting.
And this is pass, I believe.
Ones. Two.
Okay.
2 wounds from pass.
So first one, 2d6 is 10.
Okay.
Oh no, this is the big gun.
So that's it.
Second
Oh,
one.
yeah. So, sorry, that was not pass. That was the
That
shadow
was the
sword.
volcano cannon.
Yeah,
That was the volcano cannon. Finished it off.
Yep.
Yeah, it was not in cover. Which,
Yeah. Pretty hard to get one of the big things in cover.
I mean, that building would have given it because it was 50% obscured. It's one of the huge, but it wasn't actually in the cover.
Right.
It needed to be
Which is
towed
why
in.
it's pretty hard to be able to get into cover and be 50% obscured with something that big.
Yeah. Yep.
Most of the
That's
time.
the most edition.
Yep.
They are in native units, right?
Oh, we've got
Yes.
more. Another barrage of fire coming out.
Lots of heavy bolters.
And they are T47. Four. And -1, cover.
I'm in vulnerable situation. Fail 3.
1, and I'll double.
All right, so a bunch of heavy bolter fire on the Harlequins that were on the center forest down there. One of the Skyweavers is out.
Okay, pass. I will have main cannon onto the Warwalker's last cannon will go into the Three Breaks.
Okay.
So, main cannon, I'll just keep that. 11 shots. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
Sorry, that was on the Reaper extract or on the
This main
on the
cannon is on
Warhol?
Okay, this is main cannon, 11 shots from Pask on the Warwalkers that are in the center.
Oof, that's gonna be bad news for those Warwalkers, I think.
Yep.
I mean, like I said, this deployment was real good for Max, honestly. Being able to put the Shadow Sword at one
Yes.
end of the table and hit anything on it.
Yeah, anytime you're playing long and you have something with 120 inch range,
Yeah.
and you can just plant it way back on the table edge and just
It's big.
blast away, that's
Yep.
a huge advantage.
Pass 2, so 4 go through. Okay. 22 each.
So it's just one.
And it's what we're seeing is that Shadow Sword is just every turn just knocking something off the
Knocking
table.
something down,
Are 3, 2, and 1. So 6.
Alright.
Alright, that's
That's
both the
both the
Warwalkers
Warwalkers
are
from
out.
Pask.
Last
That's
cannon
a big
to
hit.
Dark Reaper Exarch.
And that last game's gonna keep on trying to finish him off.
Hits.
Can he make another save?
Minus 3.
3, so 2 up, solid fire. Goes through.
6.
Ah.
Got him. Blaze cannon to
The
face.
second one always gets you. You can dodge a laser cannon only so many times.
This is true.
Okay. These guys.
They teach you that in middle school.
Q-Tor, thank you for that follow. Welcome to the Belfry.
Hey, I like you better than Q-tips.
That's
Wow,
weird.
that's saying something.
That's weird.
No, I don't like Q-tips.
Why?
They're fantastic.
Because they lie to you. Because like if you ever actually talk to someone, like a nurse or someone, they're like, no, don't use Q-tips on your ears. You have to be really careful because most of the time they just impact stuff rather than actually clearing it up.
Yes.
So they're like the thing that everyone teaches you how to use wrong because you're like, I just jam this in my ear and it makes everything better. But really, it makes everything worse.
Short term versus long term.
It doesn't even help you
What
short
do you
term.
think about ear candling?
Ear candling?
Yeah.
What is like putting a thing?
You
in
never
your,
seen that?
Are you like? Do
We
you
don't
like?
even know what you're talking
Do you
about.
like put a wick in your ear?
All right. Right? Okay. You gotta watch a video of this.
So Jen says ear candling. Hack and Slash is making horrible, like, no,
Not
I
a
don't
fan
like
of it?
medieval torture. And then we have Chris over here saying it's the greatest thing ever.
I don't know.
So I'm confused.
Really? I've heard a lot of people using it. I've never seen somebody get injured from it, but that does not mean.
I mean, is this just you light your ear on fire?
Yes, that's
Okay.
exactly what it is. No.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. That works too. So you get this candle and you get a little pie dish. You put a hole in the center of it, right?
12 inches, which.
Totally.
With the scissors.
Okay, we
And
have
then
we have
you light the
scions.
candle and you put the end in a little funnel. You put the funnel in your ear, and the smoke apparently like draws
There.
the wax out of your ear into this like plastic tube.
This seems like just not good at all.
These guys shoot at.
Yeah, I don't. No.
It's a really big thing in South Texas.
So 40k. I mean, there are other things in South Texas that are also big, and I don't know.
Not necessarily great. That's valid.
We have
Yeah.
scions shooting. We have scions shooting at the wave serpent.
Okay. Yep. That was that one that he didn't want to forget, and it looks like he did not forget it this time. He is going to shoot those wave serpents. That look on his face doesn't make it look any better either. This guy's like, why is my ear on fire?
So when you cut it open and you see all the stuff that came out of your ear.
I mean, sure. So is it a special kind of candle?
I think they do make special ones.
Because you
Like,
can't.
bam, look at all that wax.
Sure.
Crazy.
Rangers, Eversource is not.
Just
It
go
all
to
came
a,
out of his ear. It's
yeah.
nutty.
Just go to a nurse and have them clean out your ears, and they'll say that
Well,
much.
not a lot of people have money for that.
You just need a nurse who's your friend.
Yeah.
Tall.
Done.
Man. Well, I don't need to see inside ear
I
candle.
want to see that. You don't have to watch.
I'm not.
Look at his ear. Looks
Yeah, okay. Yeah, you can roll 12.
Yeah.
Might as well try.
Know all about that.
So, I'll charge there. That would be 12.
All right. So the FSR got a 12-inch charge up onto the tower, the Well of Lost Souls.
Bell of Lost Souls.
Okay.
And I think those Eldar are about to be lost souls.
Oh, sad.
Eversor is having a good game.
He's having, he's killing
lots
Rangers
of-
in close combat.
That's
but-
that's a great.
That's a good
Anytime
game.
you can have like an Eversor just clearing out crappy units.
That's true.
He's doing his job.
Five. Taking my swing.
Okay, so that's 5 sequence.
That was the squad of Eldar Rangers in the center, and the Eversor has cleared out the tower.
And now it's his tower.
Okay, that is all of my shooting, all of my charging, all of that. Okay, we're on to the next.
Alright, so that's the end of turn 3.
That's the end of that is the end of turn
Or 2.
2.
Yeah.
We'll score up all the points and see where we are.
And that was a real good turn for Max.
It was.
He got the
We
Warwalkers.
either kill more, we go kill 4.
We killed
We're gonna kill Infestor, that Electro Priest's Assassin. 4.
oh yeah, Electric Priest were in the shooting phase.
Yeah, so we each killed 4, so neither of us killed more. Hold more. You hold more.
I have 3.
Oh, a wild Matt appears in chat.
Go
So
back
see
to
you at
Philly,
11.
where you were born and raised, I hear.
But wasn't he raised in like East Philly and not West Philly?
I didn't say he was
I don't
born
know.
in West. I didn't say what part of Philly. I just said Philly.
Matt, we miss you.
Well, Jed misses you.
I miss you. I haven't seen him since Thursday. It's been forever.
That's so long. There are times when I'm like, Matt's okay, whatever.
Wow.
Like, and then he's like, Avatar is like one of the top 3 shows in the world, and I'm like, that's why I like Matt. He can stay.
He says, well, he looks judgmentally at me because I have not watched Avatar.
Yeah, guys, can you believe this? She has not seen it. All right, so Chris is. Do we know what points we're at right now by any chance? Oh, all right.
Point total, I'm at 4.
11 to 3, I believe.
7.
Yeah, so we are 11-3 for Max. Chris's guys have jumped back in the danger serpent.
Danger zone.
Danger Serpent.
Well, because it's kind of hurt now, so I assume it's down to. It's no longer just a wave serpent. It's now a danger serpent.
I like that.
Okay, so we have
We got some
Guardian jetbikes moving up.
bike peoples.
Wind Riders.
Peoples of the bike.
They're
Is that like
Wind
book-
Riders. They ride
But
the
people,
wind.
but bikes.
Yeah, they're people of the bike. They live by the bike and they die by the bike. Moving forward. Chris, do you still have stuff in reserve?
I still have 20 Guardians.
Okay. We've got eagle cats running forward.
Bird dogs. Bird dogs.
Bird dogs, sorry. Do they not get along with your brain's cat?
No.
Like, I'm a
My
bird
cat
dog.
looks awesome though. I want to be his friend.
I was saying we need to record Sounds of Harry so that anytime you read your brain lore and have the cat, we can just cut in Harry for the sound effects for her cat.
Ibrahim's cat, voiced by Bell of Lost Souls own Harry.
Harry. Wow. It looks like Chris is going to be bringing something in. He's marking off a spot where he's going to bring his reserves in. Trying to come forward so he can shake hands with the robots, I'm assuming is his plan.
Matt, how goes your sports ball prep? Are you climbing poles yet? Isn't that the thing?
I think so, yeah. I'm assuming he's probably just at the greasing pole stage,
Wait, why would you want to make it slippery?
so you can slide down them. Like, I assume that's like,
But then it's slippery, so you can't climb it.
well, but I assume like firefighters in Philly have to slide down poles rather than climb up them because they're at like the top of the pole, right? They got the fireman's pole in their
All right,
thing.
here we go, guys. You see Chris is taking out that is a big squad of 20 guardians.
He's got a very intense look on his face. He's stroking his face to figure out where they're gonna go. This is his moment to strike with the famed guardian deadliness.
Yep. His goatee, because this is the evil Chris.
This is the evil Chris, yeah.
The cops were greasing the poles so that people couldn't climb them. I see. It's an easy mistake to make.
Where's Chris go?
Really? Chris go?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, yeah, why not?
It was not terribly effective last time.
I am not surprised.
You are drunk and determined. You do almost everything.
That's true. Zansid123, thank you for that follow. Welcome
Hey.
to the Belfry.
Might be the 123rd Zanzig, but you're my favorite.
Okay, so Chris is there.
Zansid, not Zand.
All right, there we go, guys. There is
Zanzig,
one squad
whatever.
of
I
20.
can't pronounce things.
One squad of 20 guardians just dropped out of the webway. You're gonna see them.
Oof.
They're in the upper left quadrant.
Now, does the dice tower give them full cover or partial cover?
That's a
From
good
what?
question.
I mean, that's a good question.
They only give them cover from paparazzi.
That's fair.
-1 to be photographed.
Get cover against poor rolling. Alright, we're going to the Eldar psychic phase.
I'll reroll turns. Yeah, I don't know. Okay. I'm gonna cast Smite on him. On the officer.
You're spiting the officer.
4, I'm gonna use a command point. On an 8. Alright, and D3. 1 wound.
Yeah, Retarded Sick takes a wound.
I'll do it again from the spirit tick. That was a 9.
Okay, that's the second smite from the spirits here. Goes off on the Eversor.
1.
Another wound to the officer.
Another wound.
Not what Chris needs.
Alright.
Yeah, he needs to be doing some 2s and 3s in there.
Shooting phase.
Big Lurchy, thank you for that sub. Resub, hi.
Thank you, Big Allergy.
Yeah. You're lurching your way to being my favorite person.
Are you saying your affection can be bought?
No.
Yes.
I'm saying that people who hang out with me a long time and show their affection for me get my affection.
All right, that is it. The Eversor's out.
That's
Dun,
not true.
dun,
I showed you
dun.
affection
Shut down.
and you said you hate me because I haven't seen After.
Oh, well.
I've been hanging out. I paid my dues.
Oh, Jen.
It's sad. It's like Matt doesn't want to be my friend. Abe hates me. Life is
I'm sorry.
Just remember, Harry respects you.
No,
Harry's
he
a cat.
doesn't.
Don't even pretend. Harry likes
I am
Mars.
a means to an end for that cat.
The only person in the world
I'm
that
a-
Harry cares about is Mars.
Yeah, I'm like a tertiary. If mom's not around, I guess I'll let you
You're
go.
like this. You're like the tertiary lap. My main lap isn't around, and my secondary lap isn't
You're
around.
just, I'm just the side lap.
You'll do.
I'm doing wonderful today, Big Lurchy. Jen is apparently in her emo mood today
I
because she's
am.
not getting enough love lately.
It's this head cold.
Larry is
Chris-
kind
with my
of grizzled and
nature.
annoyed.
Chris is definitely. He's just trying to whittle down and just kind of clear the field,
Clear stuff,
simplify
yeah.
things. He's finding small vulnerable units and trying to knock them out.
Now, interestingly enough, up on the top, you can't really see it. Right over where Chris's hands are, though, he has ran another biker dude, bike person up there. It looks like he is going to try to get into combat with Pask and
6
hopefully
more
tie him up from
saves.
shooting anymore.
Okay, so that's that squad of Scions that dropped in. They just got gunned down.
So it's important to remember with these ITC missions that even though he's killing smaller units, that's important for points at the end.
Okay, so the Guardians are letting loose on the Tempestor, who is the last remaining model, who's near Objective 1, up on the top center of your screen. And
And then on top of this,
I'm going to use my last one point to retrieve
alright, okay, so you'll have a 2 up there? Alright, so I'll have 8 Shrieking Catapult and 3 Shrieking Cannon on top of this.
Okay, so that is a full Guardian squad trying to kill that last Impastor and clear that objective. There we go. Ton of attacks from Chris. You can see them all there. Okay. Threes to wound. Look at all those. Look at all those wounds.
All right, sixes.
Yep, we're gonna pull all those sixes out because those are
-3.
Yep, -3 saves. Looks like he got 4 of them.
4 of 5. Oh, I thought.
Okay, sweet. Save some time. And I'm gonna use a command point to do fire and fade.
Yay.
All right, the Tempestor is out.
And I do not.
Okay, he's using fire and fade, and he's using that to get the move after he fired, and that is the squad of Guardians is now. So they came out of the webway, gunned down 2 units of Scions that were holding objective 1, and they're firing fading to now get into the cover.
And they're like, bye, suckers.
And they're like, I'll take that cover now that you're dead, and they're jumping right on in there, and that's going to put them within 3 inches of objective 1, I believe.
That's
So
a tasty move.
That is a pretty nice move on nice move.
Definitely.
And there they go, into the cover. You can see them, he's moving them all in there. A couple of them may not get all the way into the cover, maybe. Might be, yep,
So in.
yep, yep, there's 2 guys who are toe in, so everyone's in cover.
6 inches.
7-inch move. All right.
Nice.
That's the shooting phase.
So we are going to the assault
throw
phase.
shots in here for no reason. No. And he is going to declare an assault.
Okay.
Alright, we have a Harlequin jet bike. There's a Harlequin jet bike, you can't see it. It's just, it's on the bottom left quadrant of the board. It's directly below that big group of orange dice like this is.
It wounds.
And it is declaring a charge on Pask.
Nice too.
Goes through.
1 damage.
Ooh, okay. Still
He had
alive.
1 lemon, didn't he?
Got that one.
If I did 3 wounds to that squad from the heavy bolters.
Not sure.
Do you all remember?
No. Mm-mm. There's not a mark, I mean,
Do you want to just roll it? I don't remember.
Go for it.
Okay.
I thought I did, but I can't say for sure.
okay, so we have a successful charge with a
2 attacks, sir.
with a Harlequin jet bike
3,
on Pask.
tough.
The big tank is a shadow sword.
Yes, this is Shadow
Yeah,
Sword.
the big tank is a shadow sword. It's an Imperial Guard or Ashen Militarm heavy,
Oh, right.
super heavy.
See, decent.
No. It's on the census.
The other tank that you can just barely see on the very bottom of your screen peeking out is Pask and the Lehman Russ.
Yep, and he's in combat with a Harlequin jet bike.
Yep.
That's just off screen.
And there's also a Serpent. Maybe that's the tank you were talking about. It is a cheesy space elf tank.
All right, so we're now into the bottom of 3 to the
Yeah.
Astra Militarm. All right. Whoa, look at that. It is moving up, everybody. The Shadow Sword advances 6 inches up. It is on top of a hill. Out of the corner. Max is taking a look at those Onager Doomcrawlers. We'll see what's up with those. Are they going to stay still or are they going to move out? Okay, there goes the first one. Okay, so Max is definitely just he is just moving up out of, towards the center of the board
And I got
a little
point
bit.
on recon on my turn. Unit every quarter.
Yes. Okay.
Robots look like they're staying put.
Okay. Yeah, these guys are within 12 of your guardians. There. There's something that needs to change their shooting behaviors. Oh, well.
Are you all out of command point, Max?
Yes.
Okay.
I used all of them.
All right, Max is at 0 command points, so
I have 3, I believe.
he's got to do everything the hard way now. No more shenanigans.
The hard way.
Okay.
But shenanigans are fun.
Second phase.
I mean,
I will start with smite.
The Imperial Guard are used to having to do things the hard way.
Okay, we're into the psychic phase. We have
Goes
an
off on 10.
attempt to smite.
Okay.
Okay, that is
So
a
Pask did not get to move.
Harlequin jet bike has been smote.
This
Chris
guy
is-
will get +1 on
Chris is eating his serious time lollipop now.
He is. It's like he's like a Warhammer version of Kojak.
Yeah.
Who loves you, baby? A Latok craft world. That's who loves you.
And orders, House gives the order to reroll on himself.
I don't know.
That's what you keep me around for.
Absolutely.
Jokes.
Yeah, he's good.
But that's not bad.
It's just a little elaborate. At the same time, it's Constantine Baldur.
We're talking about the new Constantine Valdar model over here, guys. If you've got an opinion, throw that in chat. I think he's cool. He's a little ornate, but looking at him all painted up, pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
The question is simply, can he actually hold all that bling up? I mean, that's got to be hard on the
He's
ankle.
got to work out 6 out of 7 days of the week.
It's got to be hard on his ankles.
Every day is leg day when you're the Custodes.
It's true.
I just mean if you have a question about something, I'm saying, oh, these guys do this.
All right, so it is admech time all the time.
Yep, we're into the shooting phase. That's a lot of dice.
That is the satisfying sound of the Wormwood Dice Tower.
Satisfying sound of dead Eldar.
Oh, we'll see.
Sad.
No one weeps for a Latok.
Jenna's just realizing that she's like, oh, I love that sound, but it's the sound of dead Eldar. What do
Not
I do?
necessarily. He could
Jen
get-
is over here clutching the rosary beads.
Come on. Think of the children. The Eldar. There are no Eldar children. What?
Oh come on, Eldar have got to be getting giggity with it. That's all they're. I mean, they're just out in space forever.
Eldar,
What else are you gonna do?
Larry, tell Eldar about Eldar. Tell Jen about Eldar children.
Alright, so, tutor time on 4.
There are very, very few of them. They're super monogamous. Each pair will raise one set of children and then they're done
In
for
like
their whole life.
30,000 years.
In 1,000 years.
Damn.
And they poop crystal. The other thing about the Eldar. Totally not making that up.
Okay.
There's a picture of it in Synology.
The necklace you're wearing, Eldar poop.
Could be.
No, this is water buffalo horn. What are you talking about?
I mean, that's what they told you.
You don't know what's not Eldar poop.
Awkward.
The moon, also made of Eldar poop.
Oh, okay. That I believe.
Because it's so
Why
cheesy.
fabulous? That was fabulous.
Cheesy.
Neutron laser.
Yeah, I mean, that's fair.
That's fair.
Like,
That's fair.
like Slanesh is just a lesson in how bad the Eldar are at raising children. That's what happened to their last child.
4 damage.
That reminds me of that episode of Buffy the Vampire Slayer, where
That's
Buffy
that's
and
4
Riley, who
damage
she
to
was
the
with
wave
at the
serpent
time, are
from a
stuck in
neutron
that
laser.
house that is
Wow,
taking
wow,
their
wow.
energy, and they just keep going at it like rabbits for the whole episode to fuel this house.
Yeah.
That's how Slanesh works out.
Yeah, pretty much.
The more sexy fun times you have, the more likely Slanesh is to get off on it. Awful.
That's another dead guardian.
Same thing.
All right. So these are the Oganars.
Is it just me or is it cold
Okay,
in
nothing
here?
will once 3 times in a row.
Oh man, I'm pretty.
Okay, so that one
You
didn't.
have an hour.
That one didn't do anything.
And heavy stubber.
Heavy stubber into the guardians.
Yeah.
From the robots.
2.
Another guardian. Gunned down by heavy stubbers. That was the baker.
Yep.
I was so good at baking. I was a baking exarch.
This entire squad is actually, this is the Potter's Guild.
That's the Potter's
It's
Guild.
the no one cares
Nice.
about them.
So PETA
But
is
there's
safe for today,
But there's
guys.
a Potter exarch in there somewhere, and it's sad when he dies.
Yeah. No one will spin clay again like that.
Oh,
That's right.
sad.
Who loves you, baby? Who loves you, Potters? Not
Rip
me.
Patrick Swayze.
Yeah.
A Latok Kojak. That's who loves the Potters Guild.
Yes.
Look at that concentration.
Main cannon's going into the wave serpent. Last cannon.
Chris Long, he has got the eagle's eye, getting down, checking out line of sight.
Yep.
He's got his lollipop. He's ready.
All right, so estimates. Who do you think's gonna win this one?
Not gonna say it. Not gonna say anything.
It's a hard game for someone to win, though.
Strange, Chris. Actually, I mean, but the Eldar have a lot of high cost stuff.
The
Still
other
on the
stuff, a lot of
board.
stuff. Well,
It's just kind of all spread out.
And again, as I was saying earlier, it does a lot of what we're looking at is that Chris has been able to get a lot of small unit kills.
Yes.
Which does feed into his overall points. But I mean, we are looking at at last turn it was 11 points for the AdMech, 3 for the Eldar. So that's not a good score to go into turn 3, but not impossible to come back for.
Yeah.
Got it.
And Chris is working to get all the points that he can.
Yeah, and he has been just clearing out lots of small units this turn.
Sorry, what unit?
Pass battle cannon into waste.
And I think he got.
I don't know.
Chris, you got recon on your turn, right?
He did. He did.
Okay, so he's got points from recon. That spread out one.
Close, but not quite.
And
Okay, so you rolled the damage for these.
yeah, so that's 3.
Tiniest sliver of line of sight.
A 3.
I didn't pass Catashot on that one, sir.
Alright.
Blow up.
And that's the Web Serpent. It does not blow up.
But it is out.
2.
One. Or some ones. Ones are bad. 6s are good. Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. Half the time it's on 6s, something happens. Half the time it's on 1s. Either way.
The weird one is like the demons get really good on like 6s or something on
Demon morale test, you want to roll 1.
was
Yeah, you
one,
wanna roll one.
and Tau morale test you want to roll 6s
It's bizarre.
because the bonding knife like automatically passes on a 6,
And then the last cannon into
which is the weird one.
hits.
Okay, so Pask knocked that Wave Serpent out, but all of the Wraith Guard emerged from it intact.
They did.
Okay.
Which does not mean that they will stay that way.
So they'll get 2 last cannons from the Bane Blade, all heavy bolters into them, main gun will go into the Bane Blades. So, 2 last cannons.
Okay, and we waited till last, and now the Shadow Sword is going to fire. It's splitting up all of its fire. It's putting its main gun, the Volcano Cannon, into the Wraith Guard, and splitting up. All of its small shots are going to the Guardians.
3, 6.
Lots of shooting.
Aw, that's amazing. So Big Lurchy.
That's delightful. I love your
Yeah.
daughter already.
So Big Lurchy's 9-year-old daughter is a Death Guard player apparently.
Excellent.
Is
Congratulations.
whomping on some space marines.
Yeah. And taking great joy in it. I mean, but a
That's great.
chaos player should take great joy in killing the servants of the false emperor.
Especially
That's
a
right.
Death Guard player.
Especially
She's
Death
doing
Guard.
it right.
Yeah.
And you're doing it right by fostering this.
Definitely.
Ask her, does your daughter use or does she enjoy Beasts of Nurgle?
Well, sure.
Because they're
definitely.
extra cute.
It's true.
They
in
are
fact,
super
like
cute.
if
They're maybe the cutest of Nurgle.
if you have a dog, that is a great Halloween costume for your dog.
Oh yeah.
Is a Beast of Nurgle
Oh, that's
Halloween
good.
costume.
That's real good.
He just walks up and licks everybody.
Yep,
And
yeah,
it's like,
yeah.
now
And you're
dead.
like,
Now you-
yep.
Now you're
Plague.
Nurgled. Yep.
Like,
I know Frank, who is the owner of the awesome Thousand Sun Army we were showing off last week. He's a newer player. He also plays in our Endeavor Quest, our weekly
Yep,
D&D.
our Monday night campaign. Although he will be out this week.
He will be out this week, but it is at 5 p.m. Central,
Yep,
Mondays.
5:30.
so the Volcano
5:30,
Cannon
yep.
has dropped one Wraith Guard.
One Wraith Guard.
They are late talks. They're hard to hit.
Yeah. I know his son's getting into the game also. He was buying
Yep.
up a Custodes army for him, parts of it for him today.
Okay, that's it. My turn.
She doesn't have any Beast of Nurgle yet, but he's going to get her some.
Okay, so that's
Nice.
bottom of 3.
That's great
and
parenting.
we got to tally up all the points.
Yep.
And this one
And the Eldar thing.
this one we will see.
Well, I mean, yeah, Mortarion is probably is an obvious thing to want.
Guardians hold.
Morty.
Chris uses 2 command points. He's down to 1 command point to make sure
Yeah.
his Guardians automatically hold. So he doesn't even have to make that check. He can't have that unit run.
Okay, and at the end of mine, I killed one, I hold one, I killed one, I believe.
No, I
I
killed.
don't know if you killed more.
I killed more.
Yeah, Chris killed a lot of little units.
Oh,
this
yeah.
turn.
I killed
you
Assassin's
those
Ancestor
guys.
Squad.
Right.
Yeah. So I have to kill more.
Okay.
And hold, as far as hold goes, I took myself off that objective.
Yes.
So it's 1-to-1, so no one holds more.
Yep.
Okay.
So what are we looking at totals at the end of 3? We went in at the end of 2. We were at 3 to 11.
I think he just got 2 that round, and I got 3 that round. So now it is
6 to 13.
it is 13 to 7.
So 7. Okay.
So you got 4.
You got 4.
Hmm?
Oh yeah, because he got recon at the end of
Yeah.
last turn. Yep. All right, actually closing it up.
Nicely
Yeah.
done.
7.
So Chris is doing, even though he's behind, he was doing a real good job of playing for points. And like I said, he was picking out those little units.
Exactly.
Fortunately, there's not many little units left for him to pick off.
Yeah, he's at a disadvantage, but he's playing very disciplined, playing to the
Yeah.
mission, concentrating on the points with what he's got left.
It looks like he's going to send some more, possibly another sacrifice to Pask to try to keep him from doing stuff. Both players are kind of to the point where most of the chaff is gone.
Yeah, they only have their core units left.
They got some characters, a few hard units, and guardians. So I don't know where you decide for yourself where those fit in there.
Okay, the Wraith Guard are advancing, moving up. They are unfortunately quite a slow unit. They're doing what they can.
Jen, how are your dinosaurs doing?
My dinosaurs are actually doing really well right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's about to be feeding time.
Ooh.
Which is good. Yeah.
Is Larry hungry?
The Exarch.
Larry.
He's an old dinosaur.
How do you feel about that, Larry? You've just been sassed. Did you not feed Larry? I told you to feed
I
Larry.
fed him, but I don't know if he got enough meat.
You gotta feed your Larry plenty of protein.
I think Mars is the one in charge of feeding Larry, not me.
That's fair.
So what do you have back here? Just the Dominus?
Well, it doesn't sound right if you say, Abe, did you make sure to feed Larry your meat? Like, that just doesn't sound right.
Solomon Grundy, no understand.
This is why I'm not in charge of feeding people.
I'm just saying we're all a family here, all right? We gotta look out for each other.
We do actually have to, we have to, like, last time Larry, we have a little more space last time, but we're all trying to get around the mic, and last time Larry was basically sitting in my lap for the entire tournament.
It was quite cute.
To get to the mic.
Pretty much the only thing that has been taken
See, I did my part. I caffeinated the staff today.
Except for Larry.
Well, Larry wasn't here. That's not my fault.
It's not your fault. I'm not saying it's your fault.
All right.
Larry got to be
Chris-
at home having home coffee.
Chris is going to look. I mean, he is just. We are headed into turn 4. You know, most of his army is lost, but he is just being aggressive to the end. All of his units are moving out. He's trying to, you know, he's trying to take out units. He's trying to contest objectives. He is not just going to sit. Headed into turn 4. The Eldar are being extra squirrely as usual.
As we do.
He has an army that's hard to hit. It is a Latok. Okay, he is done into the psychic phase. If there are any psychers left.
So guys, I'll go ahead and shoot him.
Okay, we're into the shooting phase.
In 4 files. How many seconds to do? Toughness on monitors is 7.
Yes, absolutely nurture the slaughter of filthy space marines, please.
Yeah, I mean, that's what Nurgle's all about, is nurturing, right?
Yeah,
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Yeah, you gotta have the guard.
Papa Nurgle,
Yeah.
father of us all.
And the Nurgle, and the...
Plants the seeds.
Oh my god. Big Lurch could just was Papa Nurgle.
These are separate, right?
He could dress the dog
I'll
up,
go ahead and shoot
Oh,
as a piece of
that's
Nurgle.
great.
get your daughter some wings, and she can be Mortarian.
Oh, I love it.
Or a nerdling.
Or a
The
or a
family that
nerdling.
cosplays together.
Like, if
stays
you have like a
together.
younger, is there like a baby? If you have a baby, the baby could be a great nerdling. She could be Mortarian. Like here it's perfect. It's perfect. Dress your wife up like the in prison, like the Eldar goddess that Nurgle has in prison.
yeah.
Right there, you go. That's a little weirder, but
Like Isha.
Yeah, Isha.
It's just a Princess Leia.
Sure, yeah. I assume that you
But it
have.
would be slave Princess Leia right now
I mean, I assume you have not.
Who's the best
because
Leia?
she's all tied up and
Right.
That's the best Leia.
There you go.
And I'm just going to my last command point, see if I get it back.
I don't know. I was very much a fan of the white gown that she wears at the beginning of A New Hope.
I think I like
that necklace and, like, the hair back.
I think the white. Oh, that's the end.
And my guys
But the hair back and the necklace is the end.
The end of the first movie.
You said the beginning.
No, I said the end. I meant to say the end. Maybe I said the beginning. It's the cold meds talking. I'm sorry. I meant the end of the first movie when she's doing the award ceremony.
Sure. No, that's a very.
There is no Jen here. There's
The
only
thick
Formula
70s necklace.
There's only
and
Formula
that beautiful
44D
gown with the
speaking.
great fit. Ooh.
All right. Oh, we got a weird assault going on. It looks like.
Yep, we have
No, there's another fire and fade.
Oh, fire and fade.
Bottom floor of this building.
So much fire and fade, so good.
All right, so the Guardians moved up, shot.
Which is not
then-
much fading, honestly,
and then
because
they
it's
fire and
like
fade
fire
I
at.
usually use that rule as fire.
It's like fire and ducking.
Yeah.
Fire in advance,
Well, they
yep.
ran right into the horde of enemies with their fade.
Yep, and and the Guardians are now. They have left.
Can you
Aw,
charge
hey,
after
Big
fire
Lurchy's
and phase?
daughter.
No.
We at Bell of Lost Souls support your bloodlust.
We do.
Get it, girl.
Or
Get it.
puslus? If you're
Yeah, yeah.
if you're
that's
if you're
fair.
Nurgle, is it
It's just
puslus?
a liquid.
Tell your dad to get you Mortarion,
Yep.
and then tell him that all three of you, him, and your dog, need to dress up as the army of Nurgle for
Yeah.
Halloween.
I would totally ask
Papa
for, I
Nurgle,
would ask for a full
Mortarion.
squad of 10 Beasts of Nurgle.
Yes.
Because those would be great. Because
So
they're so
good.
cute. They're super cute.
Yeah, go with Mortarion. It's a lot cheaper.
That's true. Go with Mortarion. It's a lot cheaper. He comes with a bunch of Nurglings.
He's like
anyway.
a third the cost.
I want the gardener of Nurgle.
He is
Oh,
great.
he's so cool.
He's adorable.
Horticulix.
Yeah.
Slimix.
Yep.
I like him.
Sloppy bag. Okay, so Pat, we're into bottom 4.
All right.
Max is
No charges on your turn, Chris. Okay.
Pask is now, he has completely broken cover. You'll see him. He's moved up. He's on the very bottom center of the screen. And we will see what Max has, what plans he has for the Shadow Sword. Shadow Sword moving up again.
Pretty big move there too.
Major
Yeah.
move. Looks like it's moving full speed, getting right up near that central. Well, it's not on the central objective, but it's getting there.
Yeah, it is. There's the pedal and the metal,
And it is going.
Put it to it.
and going in there.
And there are some
Danger
there's some
zone.
primary psychers kind of scuttling about.
She has a huge smile on her face and is just saying, yeah. Good.
Yes.
We've corrupted yet another to the great cause.
Perfect.
Our work is done today.
Yep.
It is. May chaos reign supreme.
Okay, got some Onager Dune colors.
Should we sing the Papa Nurgle
Oh,
song?
there they go. There they go. Onager Dune colors.
They're moving forward.
Moving up upon.
This is, of course, if you haven't turned in before, this is the official song of Papa Nurgle.
Oh no.
Hey, Papa, oh, Papa, hey, Papa Nurgle.
It's good.
It's pretty good. It's important that there's clapping.
It is.
The
It's very
clap,
important.
yes, and it's an over the head clap. It's
Oh,
not
yeah.
just an in front clap. It's
No.
arms fully extended over the head in an arch.
Definitely.
Yes.
Oh my
Proper
god,
technique.
could you imagine how cool like a Mortarion, like just like a cutie Mortarion, like not necessarily like a
I
serious
would
like
love to see a Mortarion cosplay.
like you could do like a serious cosplay, which would be intense and
Absolutely.
awesome. But you could do like a cuter costume too, like get her the wings and then like make a little Nurglings.
It's basically like a fungus fairy.
Right, and then you could make like a bandolier of Nurglings you could wear, and like just have like little like plushy Nurglings hanging off of you.
All right, the robots are
That
firing.
was not the worst song ever. How dare you?
Sounds like something a loyalist would say.
Yes, it does.
Indeed.
We
All right,
disapprove.
so the AM movement has finished, and they are into the shooting.
Yep.
So
and
he's
Max.
going to get all of the heavy bolters. They will get, actually, those guys are something separate, right?
These guys are they're immune.
So it looks like the Spirit Seer
Now I'll put the rest into those.
is gonna get
Everything
boltered,
else are those guys.
Yeah, so heavy bolters and him, the rest into him. Okay.
and the big gun is the volcano cannon is going to see if it can't finish off a unit of
The Wraith Guard,
a Wraith Guard.
who are a tough target.
Last hand.
I'm serious, like the fact that we haven't made plushy Nurglings
All right,
and
here's the main
plushy
cannon.
Helldrakes.
Is a travesty.
Yeah.
Who do we need to talk to at GW to make this happen? She's gonna sing that song all the time now. That's great.
Damage.
Yeah, your daughter can stay. We like her. She's in.
You didn't roll a snake.
Alright.
I will unofficially grant her mini Chaos Lord status. Chaos Lordling.
Yes, Lordly. Yes. So that is one more dead Wraith Guard.
Yep. Which is pretty good when that's all you lose from the volcano cannon. And then a whole
Was that-
bunch of heavy bolters
Yeah.
on the Spirit Seer.
I like that the Shadow Sword has been drifting now. Like it's kind of turned there. It did the old drift.
Yeah, he drifted and then started shooting out of his fuel can.
It's crazy.
Hey, Vin Diesel can do anything.
Yeah.
You
You can't stop Vin Diesel.
You can't.
He can do that. He killed a submarine with a car.
It's true. There's an idea
You know
for
what, Kartnoff? If you make a proper Nurgle tribute song and send it to us, we will consider playing it.
I will sing it.
We'll-
you can
we'll make-
listen to my dulcet tones whenever you like.
We'll make Matt sing it.
Oh. There's an idea for you, Ashen Militarum players out there, by the way. Convert all of your tanks to have one of the characters from Fast and Furious driving it, every single one, and then that perfectly explains how they can do all their crazy tricks.
That's like every orc army right there. Pretty much. All right, so we have the Onager Doomcrawler that moved up. It's on top of the hill. It is also firing. It's also firing everything
That
into the
is
Wraith Guard. Killed
a
another
dead
one.
Wraith
She
Guard.
says now that her dad has to call her Mini Chaos Lord Emma. Yes! All hail Mini Chaos Lord Emma. Long may you reign. Orchestral music composition, that's fine. You send me a flute transcription for your song of Nurgle, and I will bring my flute to the studio and I will play it.
Doesn't have to be a
This is a
biopipe.
promise.
Matt
A
has a
biopipe
recorder.
trans.
You what?
Matt has a recorder.
I have several. I also have tin whistles.
Wait, but doesn't it
and
ha-
ethnic
no.
flutes.
But it has to be a bagpipe.
I do
that's
not
the
have a
Nurgle.
bagpipe.
Because the
Slappity
slappity biopiper. Pipes are the official
Okay, we got
instrument of
another one.
Nurgle.
We're
Well,
down.
if somebody wants to donate one to the studio,
We are down to the last Wraith Guard. It's
And
still
there-
hanging on. The squad is still hanging on.
And there are guardians getting chewed up in that building.
One died.
I mean,
That's not really
one.
That's fair. That's
One.
fair.
No one cares about the Potter, the Eldar Potter.
I mean, but, like you say that, but now who will make amphora for the Eldar wine?
That's true. I saw Ghost, like Demi Moore. She
I watched that a
she,
couple weeks ago.
She misses that Eldar Potter.
girl, you in danger, girl.
Oh.
Oh,
Oh.
great.
Oh, there we go.
Big Lurchy, send them to us, or you play them, hook it up, make it happen. We will play it on our broadcast. This is the BoLS Music Spotlight Hour, featuring the sounds of chaos.
AKA Matt. and then it's just the loop of 45 minutes of vuvuzelas. Please kill me.
So that'll be 5 at -1.
All right, here we go.
Thanks for moving.
No, sorry, that was the one going
Oh, no,
to this,
okay,
these
sorry.
here.
Okay, so sorry, 3 died then. 6 is passed.
All right, 3 guardians in the bottom of the building are
Now
lost.
I have to remember
What was that shooting
from? This guy.
Oh, okay, sorry, I didn't hear you declare this.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Top guy into him, bottom guy
Into the guardians.
into the guy.
There's guardians all over this building.
Ah. It's like they're trying to protect it.
Remember what equipment I had to give
Robots.
that guy.
Because they're guardian.
Okay, he's got his mattress stubber and volkite blaster.
All right. The
I think vuvuzelas are probably. Well, okay, so we know that pipes are noble, right?
Yes.
And obviously, corn is like a brass section. It's like
absolutely.
it's a big brass band, obviously.
Yeah.
So like the vuvuzela, is that like the call of like Zinch?
No, absolutely not. Zinch is gonna be all mysterious and like
You don't-
magical.
You don't think of vuvuzela as mysterious magical sound that also
No.
eats your brain?
No.
And then he has his.
I think the sound of Zinch is like a xylophone. It's like a xylophone.
A
Or like the chime.
Which would be.
And we don't speak of the sound of Slanesh.
We don't.
We do not speak of the instrument of Slanesh. Because it's bad.
Okay.
It's gonna be like
I feel like it's like
it's the silk
Kenny G saxophone.
All we've seen is the. Well, we know what the Rod of Command looks like because there's a picture of it. And the Rod of Command is naughty.
I believe
I mean,
that.
come on! It's
I
obvious. It's
completely believe
obviously
that.
gonna be like the stultifying moan piper or something like that.
Nice.
All right, we have another Guardian lost.
I'll never get that new teacup now.
So I'm declaring a charge.
I put my order in for Eldar China, for Infinity China.
Infinity plates.
Plates.
Never delivered.
Nope.
Because that's the infinity aspect, is that they're in transit forever. So, like, they arrive in your city, but then somehow they just get put back on the cart, and then they end up in, like, Timbuktu.
It's like ordering something from Amazon.
Yeah.
3 attacks.
I mean, like,
Okay, there's
They
the,
say they delivered it,
Magos.
but you were sitting at your house waiting for it to show up, and they never showed up.
And the Admech Magos is in combat. He has assaulted the remaining
the
guardians.
Magos is in combat there, yeah.
Hits. Wins.
Oh, Guardians attack back.
Ooh.
I said,
No, the Magos
Saved.
saved.
He did save.
and what's my turn?
Alright, I think that last guy dies from around.
And the last Guardian ran away.
Yeah, they had enough casualties. He couldn't make it. And Chris does not have the command points left to,
No.
to save
Alright.
to save him.
So that one.
All right, we're now tallying up what's up at the end of 7.
You killed more. You got 2 that round.
I got, well, 3. I hold 1, kill 1, kill 1.
Right.
That is the end of turn 3 there.
Turn 4.
So I count 16 feet.
I believe so.
Ooh, Wraithbone China.
It's probably pretty.
Yes.
All right, so we are at 8 to 16.
Mm-hmm.
All right,
Okay.
8 to 16 at the end of turn 4.
And we are, it was turn 4 or turn 3?
Turn 4.
That was the end of turn 4.
5 now.
Yeah, it is
Yeah,
now.
they're starting turn 5.
Yeah,
it's
we're going
now
to turn 5 now.
This will be it.
What if, like, the infinity part of the China is, like, they take their infinity stones and they put them into the plate so that they always stay hot?
Or cold.
Or cold, yeah.
Because it knows,
Yeah.
They
it
stay at
knows what
perfect
you
They
want.
probably
temperature
put
at all
It
times.
knows
temperature.
what you want.
So, like, really, the Potter's Guild dying, that's just how they get their stones. It's all, it's,
That's grim.
it's, yeah, well, that's why the last one, who was the Exarch, left after the rest. He got them, he brought them in, now he's gotten it, now he can make a whole new set of infinity China with their stones.
That's mean.
Well, Eldar are like that.
That's true. They are cruel.
Some Eldar
Well, they're
poop.
practical, right?
You want some Eldar poop glassware. I like it. Perfect. So Chris is
'cause crystal, right.
yeah. So Chris is maneuvering for the last. This is the last turn, I guess. So he is yeah. this-
turn 5.
Does it only go to 5 turns?
I don't know.
I
thought
think they go to
norm-
6 turns.
Do they?
Yeah, because it has 6 turns for scoring.
Crazy. We shouldn't ever make missions go past 5. Because
Why?
it'll never. Because it's like the Yeti. It'll never happen. You'll never see it.
Yep. Each game lasts 6 battle rounds.
Wow.
How much longer do we have in the round?
A lot.
Just over 30.
Yeah.
Plenty
I mean,
of
it could
time.
happen.
Plenty of time
This one
at the
probably
rate these
will.
guys are playing.
Yeah. So Chris is basically at this point. He doesn't have a lot left,
Or, I mean, you're safe. You're invulnerable. -2.
but he is just trying to get some points.
Does have an angle on.
Exactly, because those points add up.
Those
They're
points
gonna,
add
they're
up.
gonna go into the rankings and
Yep.
everything else.
3.
Hello, Holy Emperor of Mankind. You will be very pleased that your holy forces are doing well today.
Okay, so
They
so
are.
you wouldn't kill it. Sorry.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see. No refractor field. Let's save. Cover.
All right, so Chris was going after the
Either way, he's damaged.
Primaris Psyker. Got him
Yep.
down to 1. Got him down to 1 wound.
And that is his turn.
Okay.
Yep, no assaults, no nothing.
I grabbed it.
Let's see. Can you move past 5 o'clock?
You got another point there, Chris?
Hmm?
You got a point on your turn?
Yeah, well, for holding an objective.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think extra.
Down
Yeah.
here.
Yeah. So Chris came close to killing a character, wasn't able to, and is again just playing out to get points here and there. You know, I mean, it's always going to be a tough game when you both have a big guy.
And your big guy goes down early.
Goes out early and doesn't manage to hurt the other person's big guy.
Yep.
So,
And you're playing long.
yep.
This is already a mission that was
Eldar
It's
are
gonna-
fast, but they're not super long range.
Not at all.
Even their long range guns aren't that long range.
I mean, you can build an army for range, but it's tricky. Like you could do.
Right, but
you can
even like a long range Eldar gun is like a 48 inches.
You can do prism cannons.
Even like a
60,
Sure.
but not 120.
Not
There's
100.
nothing-
Not
there's
120.
nothing
Not
like that.
72.
No, not at all. That's like guard territory.
Right.
Here's the Onager Dunecrawler moving up again.
And it's activated its stealth field now.
Yes. It is
Oh,
only,
its stealth field failed.
its stealth field has failed. It's
Yep.
This guy will also advance 5. I will have him advance
No.
3. Just
How far total?
9 inches. Okay. And that'll have the Dominus advance.
So Max is gonna try to grab that special objective. I think of having guys within multiple inches of multiple objectives.
Okay.
I don't think he'll be able to get it this turn, but he may be able to get it on turn 6.
When you shot the robot at the Guardians before, you didn't declare the split target, and I really don't think that robot had line of sight to the guy directly through the floor,
Given
directly
that
below
he's
it.
hanging over the edge right now.
Even with that, I don't think so. So you're drawing line of sight from the bottom of space when we're doing it? I'm just clarifying, because you didn't declare the split, so I didn't have a chance to take a test at all.
I did. I say top robot
Sorry,
both
sorry,
ends, bottom robot both ends.
All right, we got Shadow Swords moving up.
Okay. As they are, that would be that. Psychic phase, the Cypher will smite your Autarch.
Alright.
For 10.
Ooh, oh, they're getting smited. They're not used to that.
6.
3.
Now they're a little offended because they're like, that's
Yeah.
my gift.
They're like, I do the smiting in this family.
Okay. And that's all my psychic powers.
The 40k family, right?
Mm-hmm.
They do the smiting.
So shooting this guy, everything into him.
I imagine it's like when like one parent's the really good cook and always does the cooking, and the other parent's like, I think I'm gonna try cooking tonight. I want to work on my cooking.
And they're like, oh, but
And you're like,
no.
what are you
No.
doing? Like,
I don't think that's a good idea.
yeah. They're like, no, take that,
Pass.
and then you get smote.
Apart. We have a hit.
So he's throwing things to finish off the Autarch.
1 shot. No, 1 and out. And 6 for his battle.
Passes and he gets 7 battle cannon shots against the Autarch.
-1. Relic.
T4. 3. 2 months, 18 months, 2.
He's good.
All right, he will survive. He does not care about battle cannons.
Let's see, they are not characters.
The dogs are not good.
Okay. They get all the heavy bolters, everything else is in Shadow Talk because they have their target.
We're gonna see if the Autarch can survive a volcano cannon to the face at point blank range.
Gentlemen, you have half an hour.
Alright.
So 2. First set. Taking that one. And then my 12 from the main.
Yeah, so you're just -1, not -2.
All right, how many shots?
1 hits.
1 last cannon hit on the Autarch.
8 wounds. 18 minus 3.
Saves against that. And then a volcano cannon against the Autarch. Alright, he fails 1 save at last and goes down.
And that is everything that I can do.
Great. Let's see. You hold 1, and
I should hold 3. 3, 9.
oh, I guess because that one. All right, so you hold 1, you hold more. You killed 1, you kill more.
So that's 20?
You got, and you got 1 on the other turn too.
Yeah, I have.
Mm.
Well, I have
Yeah,
2
two.
total.
No, yeah, we're off a little bit on the points because we have he killed a character here like last turn.
Yes.
And you have that as well.
Oh, who's your lower?
I was the second right here.
What's the points now?
Looks like it is 23 to 10 by my count. Is that accurate?
Let's see, 10, 16, 18, 23, yes.
Yeah, 22 10. All right, cool. All right, last turn.
Turn 6. And heading into turn 6, this will be the last turn.
Yep. We got about a little less than 30 minutes left, but I don't think this is going to take 30 minutes to wrap up this last turn.
No.
Pressure's going to try to grab a point or two.
Mm-hmm. At this point, he's going for just as many points as he can get. So going to the general standings.
So, not really much difference.
And this is like the last couple turns have been a good example of how to lose and still try to get as many points as you can. Some players might have conceded or not want to fight it out, but Chris is trying to get as many points as he can.
Back right there. Do you mind moving him?
No, sure.
10 inches.
Which is great. And they are pushing forward. And it looks like the Volcano Cannon is going to claim another Eldar character. Because apparently it's not actually used for killing tanks, it's used to snipe Eldar characters. Jen, how do you feel about that?
I'm mad about it.
She's not happy.
I'm personally very saddened by this.
That's just what Jen says. Whenever she's not paying attention and you ask her a question, it's her stock.
No, you asked me how I feel about the fact he's killing all those
she
characters.
was paying
Obviously,
attention
it makes me
today.
sad.
She was paying attention right now, but that is her stock response. If you're like,
Is that
Jen,
I'm mad about?
you're like, Jen, what do you think about this? I'm mad about it. I'm personally offended. Now, what were we talking about again?
We were talking about the United Nations, Jen.
Oh
Wait. I'm
I'm
sorry.
mad about it.
No, it's good because if you start off that high and mad, you can like walk your way down.
Do you have a character on for you? Character. Quick. Sweet.
All right.
Bonus.
I think that's it.
And then you get any more secondaries from this turn? I don't see.
So he
No, I
you
needed
can
to.
get line
I needed
breaker.
to make the charge to get.
the line
actually both line breaker and last turn kill.
So,
Oh, yeah.
he
Okay.
did not shoot
So I think that's
the
final
the
count.
guy because he wanted to try to charge him and run him over with the William Blade
And failed the charge.
and failed it. That would have gotten some points. So what's the final?
26 to 11.
26 to 11.
Not tabled.
Not tabled, and you
Only
because
because
you
he didn't shoot any on
and he failed that charge.
Because he failed the charge.
Yeah, so that charge would have got him an extra like 3 points, I think.
No, I don't know. I felt towards the end like I was dying really hard, and I felt like the line of sights were getting a little wobblier, and the more stuff I had did, which I thought was weird, but.
Well, thing is, you still have guys up to about here.
Yeah, exactly. Out to here. I mean, drawing line of sight from the bottom of the base. I mean, even draw. I think that's a little bit of a stretch.
All right, guys. So that was a
Raw is not.
that's gonna wrap it up for our second round game. It was a hard fought game between two excellent players. They've both been on here before, I think.
Yes.
So I was and Max has won that game.
Yeah.
This is true, however,
Okay.
my wife really wants me to.
So we are.
We're going to take about a half an hour break while the rest of the game's complete for this round, and then we should be coming back around 4:45 our time, so that's in about 40 minutes from now.
Yeah.
And then we will be broadcasting the top table
Top
of
table.
the very
for
last
winner,
round.
winner.
Of this.
Last thoughts on the game, Larry?
It was an uphill struggle from the very start for the Eldar because they were playing long.
Playing long.
So they
yeah.
already had a range disadvantage, especially with Max got to keep his big
His
scary
guy real bad,
Sherry unit
yep.
back on the table edge, just blasting away,
Yeah.
and having the Wraith Knight go down on turn 2
Yep.
definitely made everything an uphill struggle.
Yeah. Jen, last thoughts?
This was definitely a
Hard game for Jen to watch.
well, the first game was very much more balanced, more even
Sure.
throughout, and this game is very much not that. So it's
it
interesting
won and won.
seeing the different styles of game from
Yeah.
one round to another.
Yeah, sometimes you take a punch on turn 1 and you have to just fight your way through it
Yeah.
the whole game, and that
Really,
happens.
really, it's that I wasn't able to kill the Electro Priest on
Yeah.
the first turn.
Yeah.
That would have changed things.
That was a
Absolutely.
big gutsy move by Max to throw those down as a sacrifice
And
unit
it paid off this
and
time.
have them survive.
I feel like your ratio of 5+ saves
and like all of
There were so many really good saves early on. Yeah.
I mean, Chris's turn 1 psychic phase, where
Oh,
all
those
of
failed Doom
where
and
all of
Guides.
his Doom
Yeah.
and Guide failed. That if he'd gotten even, which was very statistically aberrant, if even one of those had gone off, he might have been able to
He
finish
should
off
have
the
been
Electro
able to.
Priest. He should have killed that entire squad of Electro Priests on
Yeah.
turn 1,
Yeah.
but just everything went wrong. His psychic phase totally failed.
It would've
and
been a
then-
lot of points for
And they made
Chris,
a
yeah.
lot of psychic tap. They made a lot
It's
of
like
saves.
making one big mistake can throw a game. It's just
sometimes-
like that, like one bad phase
Yeah, I mean,
can
yeah,
tank a
it
game
wasn't
as
anything
well.
that Max did things really right there. Chris didn't do anything wrong, but he didn't get the rolls he
Didn't
needed,
get those rolls.
and that really forced him to spend a lot of his time in his backfield wrapping up those units.
Right, instead of closing aggressively on
And
them.
the red guard got isolated back there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but all right, guys, we'll be back. I'm Stable Abe.
Larry?
I'm Mayhem's Muse.
We've got Mars
Hello.
over there. We're Bella Lost Souls. We're covering this tournament from Dragon's Lair Comic and Fantasy, and
So-
still sunny outside Austin, Texas. It's not night yet.
So all you guys out there who are listening to us, thank you so much. Go and get a bite
Yeah.
to eat, and we will be back here in about 30 minutes.
And we are the most important thing to watch tonight, so don't let anyone else tell you differently.
Yeah, there's some other game that's something's going on involves
Has
balls.
something to do with owls? Like
Yeah.
super owls?
Don't
Super owls,
Don't
yeah.
do
I
it.
don't know, it's
Whatever.
weird.
We're gonna
Anyway.
be here.
If you want to get your China in, come check out the China of Chaos.
The China, okay, that's definitely big. Liturgy, big props to you and your daughter. That's awesome, by the
Yes.
way.
Long may she reign.
Yep,
Mini Chaos Lord Emma.
yep.
All right, bye guys.
Bye.
See you in 30 minutes.
Bye.